4 minutes before pregame. 4 minutes before pregame.
It's local high school football on Eagle 1015. Mike Reeling with the Feeney Ford pregame show as we cover the Gaylord Blue Devils heading to Traverse City West tonight to play the Titans. Gaylord is 2-4. Traverse City, just one loss. They lost to Traverse City Central. They're 5-1 now. Brian Hollenbaugh and Dave Boswood calling all the action on Eagle 1015 FM, streaming live at eagle1015.com and on the Eagle mobile app. And the Johannesburg Lewiston Cardinals host the Oscoda Owls tonight. Joburg looking for their first victory of the year. That game will be streaming live on eagle1015.com. Gordy Richardson and Jim Hilgendorf calling all the action. It's the Gaylord St. Mary's Snowbirds on the road to Cedarville in 8-man football tonight. In our pregame, coach of the Gaylord Blue Devils, DJ Shimoniak, and Joe Smokovich, the head coach of the Johannesburg Lewiston Cardinals. Stay tuned as the Feeney Ford pregame show continues on Eagle 1015.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Shop Builder's First Source in Gaylord for quality building materials and great ideas for your bathroom or kitchen. Ceramic, porcelain, glass, for your floors, laminate, tile, wood, and more. And if you need help, head for their help center with how-to information. And of course, they can supply all of your lumber needs. Their courteous staff is on hand to help. It's Builder's First Source, formerly ProBuild, 27 North in Gaylord. Your supplier for cabinets, doors, windows, insulation, lumber, and roofing, and great ideas.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Snuff Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that it's Jeep Adventure Days, and we have new Jeeps and Ram trucks in stock and more arriving almost daily. To shop online, try snuffcampgaylord.com. Our simple and user-friendly website allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, the lake. Well, you get the idea. You can browse a little or take care of the entire transaction. It's up to you. So whether you prefer to shop in person or online, Snuff Camp is your Jeep and Ram headquarters. Exit 282 off I-75 or 24 hours a day at snuffcamp.com.
You're in the midst of the Feeney Ford High School football pregame show. Here's Mike Reeling with Johannesburg Lewiston head coach Joe Smokovich.
Joe, thank you for going on the radio with us.
Hey, not a problem, Mike. Appreciate doing it.
You know, talking off the air for about, I think, 4 seconds before we actually went on the air, these interviews that we've been having have been totally opposite of what they've been for, I don't know, ever since I can remember. It's a tough season for you, Johannesburg Lewiston Cardinals. And how you guys doing? How's the coaching staff, the families, the kids? How's everybody doing?
You know, it has been a tough year, Mike. You know, I'm not used to this right now. And, you know, for the most part, the kids are handled pretty well, still kind of upbeat, you know, still willing to run through a wall for us as a coaching staff just because that's the kind of kids they are. They're eager to get back on the field every week and get back to business and get on the winning track. You know, JV program has been a kind of a tough for us, but the parents have been very supportive of it, and the kids are learning a lot at practice. So, you know, hopefully this is going to help us down the road. A
loss to St. Ignace LaSalle last Friday, 30-14, but our player of the game, according to Gordy Richardson and Jim Hilgendorf, was Logan May, senior running back, and also on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, you know, Logan had a great game for us running the ball. I think he had a touchdown, over 100 yards rushing, and defense. He's just been stellar all year for us. You know, he was the defensive player of the year in our division last year, and he picked that up right where he left off from last year. So it's he's been great for us.
Other names that were jotted down from Gordy were Preston Martell and Nathan Hummel and Noah Johnson, to name a few.
Yeah, Preston, you know, played pretty well for the most part, for the first half, and then had some issues. So, but, you know, our running backs ran hard, and, you know, essentially they're running behind a JV offensive line. You know, I start 3 sophomores, a freshman, and the one junior didn't play as a freshman. So essentially, you know, like being a sophomore. So that's kind of what we're running behind. And, you know, we're still putting up points and hanging tough in games. It's just been a few little things here and there that just have cost us.
Well, and from the beginning of the season, injuries have cost you, no doubt. Oscoda in town.
Yeah, Oscoda's coming to town. You know, they were kind of like a lot like us. You know, last year went deep in the playoffs. They would have. I think they forfeited their first round after the reset due to some injuries they had and some issues they had. You know, they graduated a bunch of kids, so you know they're a lot like we are. I think they're pretty young or inexperienced, I should say, and. They have a couple wins, and, you know, we look to bounce back this week.
All right. How about off the field, someone in your organization, Coach, that you'd like to highlight?
You know, I think you hit on it earlier. You know, our parents have been very supportive of us this year. You know, we're used to the winning ways, and we haven't been this year, and they've been very supportive. You know, they take care of us as far as team meals every week. All the parents pitch in. They've been very positive. It's just been, you know, our parents are just great, and continue to be the parents they were when we were winning last year and the previous years.
Coach, thank you so much. Best of luck against Oscoda this week.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Head coach of the Johannesburg Lewiston Cardinal football team, Joe Smokovich, the Feeney Ford Coaches Show on Eagle 101.5.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
You're in the midst of the Feeney Ford High School football pregame show. Here's Mike Reeling with Gaylord High head coach DJ Shimoniak.
Well, let's go over first last week. A tough game, 10-7. You fell to Alpena. Alpena kind of rude coming to homecoming and leaving with a win.
Yeah. Well, we knew they were going to come to play. They knew that. Looking at the roster and seeing that we're young, that they thought they'd have an opportunity to get their first win there, and we knew they were going to come and they were going to play hard and try to do, what a lot of high school visiting teams do, and ruin homecoming, and that's what they did. We turning the ball over 5 times. You're not going to beat too many people on Friday nights doing that, But yeah, they came, they played hard, and made less mistakes than us.
How about the fans showing up, though, huh?
I tell you, when we played that Petoskey game and the student body and the fans and the community and the support that we had, it was an awesome, awesome Friday night atmosphere. It's what we've been wanting for, that we've been wanting for years, is to get the community back involved and have all those people there cheering us on. And, we did our best and fought as hard as we could. We just made more mistakes than they did, and just hope that they continue to believe in us and come out and support us.
Throw a couple names out there of players that you look forward to leadership still as we go through the season here, and some of the ones that you really see some improvement on.
Yeah, Connor Abraham is our senior, plays both ways. Always been a very dependable player for us. One of our key leaders. Make sure everybody's head stays up. Gabe Thompson is another guy that's a vocal leader. Also leads by example. He's out there trying to outwork everybody every time. Brady Pretzloff on defense does a great job. Managing the huddle when he's in at quarterback and being the leader on defense. And then Ty Benzinger. He's a sophomore for us. He's a kid that we've asked to play every position in the backfield for us, and even sometimes at tight end. Doesn't ask questions, goes and learns the position that we asked him to do, and he came out the second half and really ignited the offense the way that he ran the ball and put his shoulder down and just push through the line and gain yards every time he got the ball. So.
All right. You got a couple of wins under your belt. You're 2-4 now, and it doesn't get any easier. You're heading to Traverse City West this week. Yeah,
Traverse City West. They're a good program. They've got they got the size advantage for sure. But we're just going to take care of what we need to take care of and continue to try to get better at what we do, and let the scoreboard take care of itself.
All right. How about off the field, Coach, with someone in your organization that you'd like to highlight this week?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Jeff Collins. Another guy behind the scenes that takes care of the youth practice game fields, the middle school practice game fields, the varsity 2 practice fields and game fields. And there's never been a time where we've had to call and say, hey, can you get the grass cut? Can you paint the lines? Anything like that. Him and his crew's been spot on, always ahead of the game, and always making our facilities, look awesome, and want to definitely give a shout out to them because I know sometimes it ain't easy.
Yeah, thank God for behind the scenes, Coach?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Coach, best of luck against the Titans at Traverse City this week.
Thank you, sir.
Coach DJ Simoniak, head coach of the Gaylord Blue Devil varsity football team, with the Feeney Ford Coaches Show on Eagle 101.5.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
It's local high school football on Eagle 101.5, eagle1015.com, and the Eagle mobile app. Now let's go high atop the press box with Brian Hollenbaugh and Dave Boswood calling all the Gaylord Blue Devil action.
Thanks, Mike. It's a beautiful Friday night for football. It looks like the showers have gone. It's Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood. We're here at Thurlby Field in Traverse City for a ball game tonight between the host Traverse City West Titans and the Gaylord Blue Devils. Dave, what do you know about these Titans?
Well, I think they match well their namesake. They have a great program. They always have. They've done well, very well against the Blue Devils over the years. So we've got our work cut out for us if we're going to put some points on the board and come away with a win.
So football-wise, this might be the last time that these two teams face each other. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago as the two Traverse City schools are going to be moving down into a conference. It's going to be mostly down in the Midland and Saginaw area where they're going to be facing teams next year, football only. So basketball and other sports will include Traverse City Central and Traverse City West. But for football, this might be the last time these two teams take the field against each other.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting thought that the guys are probably thinking. All right, you know what? Let's get one on the way out, so to speak. Right, come in here, play this game because they're all aware of that. Some big changes coming for the Big North in football next year, and the loss of TC West and TC Central, is significant. I think it bodes well for both the TC teams and increasing their competitiveness within a bigger conference. But I think it looks really great for the Blue Devils in becoming more competitive within our conference.
Well, certainly, and it'll be interesting to see if there's anybody else that Gaylord picks up next year to fill the void to play, whether it's programs like Sheboygan or perhaps the Sioux. But let's talk a little bit about the Gaylord Blue Devils. Again, not much of an offensive showcase last week. Defense held their own. The defense has kept this team in ball games throughout most of the season.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting to me when we talk about this, right? The defense has, for the most part, done a great job all the way through, has really completed all of the needs that they are asked to complete. And it's the same kids, for the most part, who play on offense. So why there's a disconnect there, I do not know. Play calling, perhaps, I'm not sure. But it's kind of where we're at. And it's they're making it tough for the Blue Devils, right? So if they are going to get a win here, the defense needs to continue and bring us more of the same. But most importantly, we have to put something together on offense, which is where we've struggled over the last couple games for sure.
Absolutely. And, of course, this is something that, I've talked to some fans, and they've said, well, the offense isn't that flashy. Well, they're working with what they're working with.
Oh, absolutely. And flashy, you don't have to have flashy, and I think that's at the core of Coach Shimoniak's program here is, we're not here to impress the other team. We're here to beat the other team, and the way we want to do that is by, creating mismatches, the offensive player to the defensive player, and doing our job just that much better than the other team to produce positive yards. Now, we haven't seen as much of that as we'd like, but I can say this. We do control the clock a lot.
Well, yeah, but you can't win a ball game on 2 yards forward, 1 yard back. It just doesn't work. You need those 3 and 4 yard, runs. And, last week, we need to see some bounce back with the running game. It wasn't a great game for Austin Vanderveer last week, probably one that hopefully he's got a short memory with, and he comes back. Ball control is going to be an important thing. We see some guys that aren't going to be playing football tonight.
Correct.
We had a very short glimpse of Hendrian.
Yes.
And now he's back in street clothes.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what's going on there. We'll have to check in with one of the coaches and find out what the story is there. But not having Jaden on the field does create an issue for both offense and defense because he's a powerhouse runner. He's a strong kid. He does a great job offensively, defensively. So we're going to miss that action tonight. Also missing from the team tonight is 76. That's Landon Robbins. He hasn't played at all this season because he's got some ongoing injuries, but he would make a difference. Straddling number 3, he's not going to be on the field tonight. He makes a difference. There's a lot of times he's a return guy, for punt and kick and stuff like that, and he's got good hands. Additionally, another running back who would kind of filter in and out with Vanderveer is number 9. Pierce, so we're not going to see
Cameron
Pierce out there tonight, Cameron. And then, of course, number 5, which is Gavin Freeman. Necessarily not having Gavin, it takes a little bit of depth away from the offense and defense as well.
Well, certainly. And last week we saw Brady Pretzlaff through the first 2 quarters of the ball game taking snaps, and then they decided to go back with Caleb Unks because, quite frankly, the offense wasn't performing any better under Brady. We did see him come in late in the game against Cadillac, and they did show some, sparks of being able to perform on offense. Last week, we didn't see anything.
No, and it was a weird combination of things last week, and they were a little, I don't know, they just weren't inspired last week. They weren't playing with that chip on their shoulder that they needed to bring home a win from Alpena. Conversely, Alpena, they had a big chip on their shoulder and something to prove. And unfortunately, they took it to the Blue Devils last week. So hopefully tonight we'll have some ignition of a spark, and we'll see something pretty amazing.
Well, let's hope so. We've not seen it all this season, Dave. So.
No.
But it's never too late to start and put on an offensive showcase. The last time we were at Thurlby Field, we did see an offensive showcase. Unfortunately, it came from Traverse City Central, who continues to lead this Big North Conference. And, I think with last week, with them winning big, they've sealed that deal. So they're going to be the conference champions. And I think they're ranked in the top maybe 8 in the state in their division.
Right.
Traverse City West, we don't know a whole lot about these guys. I mean, they seem to be beating everybody.
The one thing we do know is the only loss they have this season is to
TC Central.
Yeah, so.
Well, TC Central was a very disciplined ball team, and they played well in all 3 facets of the game.
Right.
And Gaylord was just clearly outmatched in that game. There was just far more talent on the field and size. And that was something that the Blue Devils, are probably going to find tonight is a size difference that they're facing.
Yeah, and again, now that being said, I don't know that the size is going to be scary to the Blue Devils because we played Central. Our line held their own to some degree. They weren't getting blown back and run over, but they didn't need to either. They were able to get outside a lot faster with their size and speed. So I'm not worried that we can't hold our own up front. It's just at the same time we're not able to get great penetration on the other side to perform the way we need to. So, I don't think the Blue Devils are afraid of the size. It's just they've got to be able to handle the size. The trick there is going to be staying low, being quick, and being a little bit more efficient with the manpower that you have. That's what we got to have tonight is efficiency, and we have not seen that.
Well, and you've got to think that, you've got some kids playing on both sides of the ball.
Yes, fatigue.
And while they look great on defense and they hold their own, you come back on the offensive side of the ball and they just don't have that stamina.
Right, and again, it's a weird disconnect, and it's hard to wrap your head around that, because they're the same athletes, both sides of the ball. Maybe they just prefer the other thing. Maybe they understand it better. I'm not sure what the issue there is, but hopefully we get something figured out tonight. Can at least put some points on the board and make a good show of it.
Well, certainly it's going to be a beautiful night for football. The showers have passed, and it looks like it's fairly clear tonight.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful night in northern Michigan, and of course, we're happy to be bringing football coverage to you tonight on Eagle 1015, as well as streaming at eagle1015.com, where you'll also have the video feature as well that you're welcome to tune into as well by going to our sports link and then clicking on the Blue Devil logo. So we're just a few minutes away. The players are coming out into the end zones and getting lined up as we get ready for the national anthem. And at this point in time, we'll take a pause and we'll be right back. You're listening to Gaylord Blue Devil football on Eagle 1015.
The Javetsky Agency, your local MEMIC insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, MEMIC provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing MEMIC, you're supporting the MEMIC Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local MEMIC agent.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice cold Slurpee or Big Gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
We have an exciting event at the Ellison Place in Gaylord on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. Join us for the Ultimate Halloween Monster Bash featuring Rush Entertainment's DJ Dean and the band Cease. Tickets are $10 and include one free draft drink for attendees who show up in costume. Best costumes are eligible for great prizes. Get your tickets at the door or in advance at Johnson Oil's office today. Don't miss out on Halloween's Monster Bash on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Ellison Place.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Smith Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that it's Jeep Adventure Days, and we have new Jeeps and Ram trucks in stock and more arriving almost daily. Prefer to shop online? Try SmithCampGaylord.com. Our simple and user-friendly website allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, the lake. Well, you get the idea. You can browse a little or take care of the entire transaction. It's up to you. So whether you prefer to shop in person or online, Smith Camp is your Jeep and Ram headquarters. Exit 282 off I-75 or 24 hours a day at SmithCamp.com.
It's almost game time, and the Feeney Ford High School football pregame show heads to the field. Calling tonight's game, here's Brian Hollenbaugh and Dave Boswood.
Dave, that's the first time we've timed this thing out to where we've either not been in the midst of the national anthem or or completely thrown into something else. So it could be a good night tonight, Dave. No Murphy's Law.
Yeah, I guess that means we're getting better. I don't know. But the band did a nice job. You know, they always have a nice band over here. The Gaylord Blue Devils band is doing really well this year. It's nice to see these guys out here and put on a nice show. and inspire the crowd with the playing of the national anthem. And getting it right on our part is even better.
It's a beautiful Friday night for football here at Thurlby Field in Traverse City, where the Traverse City West Titans will be hosting the Gaylord Blue Devils. I'm Brian Hollenbaugh, along with Dave Boswood on the call of tonight's game. And it's one where the Gaylord Blue Devils need to get it together on offense, and they need to do that in a hurry.
Yeah, we've got 2 wins. We should, in my opinion, be at 3 wins, but we missed an opportunity last week. So now, we're looking, potentially at, at a win tonight, and then what do we have? Just, a couple games left. So, we have to get things rolling if we're going to, finish out on a positive note for the season.
Well, absolutely. And, the coach, he has remained consistent all season long in his positioning. He realizes that this is work in progress.
Yes, absolutely.
And so he's working his way. And we're doing our thing, and I guess one of the coaches wants to let you know something, Dave. We're live, of course, and getting ready for a little football here as Traverse City West is about to take the field in front of their band and home crowd.
Yep.
So what do you got tonight? Is there a number change tonight?
Yeah, we've already adjusted it. He brought it up too late. I already found out from somebody else, so he was just acknowledging the fact that it's correct. So,
okay.
So, yeah, number 4, Christian Harper, is on the roster as number 10 for the Blue Devils. And so there was a number change there. So that adjustment was what he was making there.
Okay, so he's going to be number 4 then tonight.
Yeah, because I saw him out there. And so number 10 is now number 4, Christian Harper.
Well, we've seen the kids kind of move around with their jerseys throughout the season.
Yeah.
But I think we've got it down to a science now with most of these kids.
We're getting better, yeah, for sure. And we recognize them. And it's when you get used to a program and you see the kids play, you can kind of tell from our vantage point, who the kid is almost by the way they run or how they play or where they're at in the field. So we do a pretty good job with that, I think.
So tonight we're going to find out whether it's going to be Caleb Ungst over center or whether it's going to be Brady Pretzlaff. I got a sense and maybe a feel that maybe it'll be Caleb Ungst again.
Yeah, I think so. I think when you remove Hendrian from the field, you need that size and power that comes from Brady Pretzlaff out there on the line on the outside and back in the linebacker side of the ball. And I don't think that you necessarily want to run your quarterback on both sides if you can avoid it, although we did see a little bit of that last week.
So the Blue Devils trot out. They're going to be kicking off tonight, moving from the right to the left on your radio dial against these Traverse City West Titans. Of course, the Titans are going to be in green with their gold helmets, and the Blue Devils are in their white jerseys and blue pants tonight. Connor Byram comes out. He'll be kicking off tonight for the Gaylord Blue Devils. Turned out to be a really good night tonight.
Yeah, we have a sort of this hole in the sky above us where there's some blue sky and some feathery clouds going across. Off to the sides, there's some.
Are you going to use some really dramatic words to describe the clouds and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the beautiful wispiness of these high clouds as they feather across the beautiful azure background, and you see the mountainous
nice one, Boswood.
The mountainous peaks of the thunder clouds out to the distance. I think all these things are going on. So it's good stuff.
I think we're ready for football, folks.
What about the splash of color on the other side in the trees?
And Connor Byram kicks it off, and this ball game is underway. It's going to get returned from the 22. He's across the 30 to the 35 to the 40 before the kicker brings him down. So Connor Byram on the tackle, but not until after he's at about the 48-yard line to open this game.
They forgot to mention that Connor's also a lineman and knows how to tackle. He put a nice little tackle on there, but he did get a nice return on the ball there.
So they're going to spot the ball on the 49-yard line, and that's where Traverse City West comes out for their first possession of the ball game. Let's see what they do. They come out with Brandon Konchak at quarterback.
Blue Devils showing blitz.
So Blue Devils on defense. Fires it up in the air, has an open man, can't bring it in. There's going to be a flag on there. They're going to get Jonathan Ungst on that one, Dave.
Yeah, he delayed his look back. He was in a good position. He had a hand out there, and then when he turned to look for the ball, it was a little bit too far, and then I think he got into the receiver just a little too much, and he's going to get tagged for that one.
Konchak was looking for his receiver, William Gaston, and it picks up a first down with the pass interference on the first play of the ball game. So the ball now is going to get moved down to about the 36-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Titans. Ball on the 36 in Blue Devil territory. Konchak in the backfield along with Michael Skirmerhorn, his running back. He's going to hand it off to Skirmerhorn. He's going to work his way up the middle. Gain about 6 on the carry. Going to bring up a 2nd and 4 now.
Off the bottom of the pile there, number 44, Pretzloff, and on the tackle. Across the defensive front there, we have the Abraham brothers at the 2 ends, and then Owen Smith and Braden Gotro in the middle.
Well, they're only going to give him 5 on that carry. So 2nd and 5, ball spotted on the 31 now. He's going to take it, hand it off to. He's going to keep it himself. Quarterback keeper makes his way through, makes one man miss, still on his feet across the 10, the 5, and across the goal line. And just like that, TC West scores on a quarterback keeper. Brandon Konchak rolls into the end zone. Only had one man that was out there, and he just made him miss, and he just strolled his way into the end zone.
He did. You know, and the Blue Devils defense was there, but the fake was really well performed. And, you know, that handoff, they bit hard on that.
Quarterback bootleg, he just rolled off, and he had one man to beat, and he beat him, and then it was just a run to the end zone, and a well-orchestrated play there. So now they're going to go for 2 now. Quarterback keeps it, finds his way into the end zone, and just like that, less than a minute into this ball game, and TC West jumps out to an 8-0 lead over the Gaylord Blue Devils. And, you know, they made it look pretty effortlessly, Dave.
Yeah, they did. So, the defense is going to hurt a little bit because we're missing a couple of key guys on the defense there. We got some guys in there who haven't been getting a lot of reps defensively up front. So there's some work to be done there as well. The penalty hurt us, really badly on that one with the pass interference that brought the ball way downfield, and they didn't need a lot of help on that one. So the defense is going to have to step up a little bit. Now we've seen, kind of what it's going to look like. Now we're going to get a chance to see if the offense can put something together and fire back and get some points on the board as well.
Now, it felt a little deja vu of the last time we were here.
It always does. Right? No, we were hopeful. We hope the guys are going to play hard. They're going to do their very best for sure. But there's just a little bit. There's just always those little details, those little misses, and the penalties that kind of get you in trouble really quickly. You have to play a very efficient game, and it has to be very clean.
So the Titans come out. They're going to kick it off to the Blue Devils. We still have 11-12 to go in this opening quarter, and the Blue Devils already find themselves trailing by a score of 8-0. But they're going to get the ball now and get their chance to come out on offense. We'll see what happens here. Skirmerhorn is going to kick it off for the Titans. And he does, and it's going to be a squib kick. It's going to get returned from about the 12.
Gabe Thompson on the return.
Gabe Thompson on a good return. He's going to come across to about the 32. Good run back by Gabe Thompson of the Blue Devils.
Gabe's a great athlete here at Gaylord. He does a nice job, very respectful, good kid, and a nice return, and a really great athlete.
That's hungry. The first time we've seen him do a run back because Loudon Stradling is out.
Yep.
So Gabe Thompson going to be doing the return because normally Loudon's backup would be Gavin Freeman, who's also out.
Yep.
So here we go. It's going to be Brady Pretzlaff in at quarterback for the Blue Devils. And he's going to have a 3-back set. He's going to hand it off there. It looks like it's going to be, is that Ty Benzinger on the carry?
Yes, it was.
It is. So Ty Benzinger with the first carry. He might have lost some yardage on that.
Yeah, they had a good read on the play there. They filled that gap really quickly and stalled out the run.
They're going to say no gain on that. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2. Ball still on the 32. So this time they started with a 3-back set in there behind Pretzlaff and a quarterback. Now we saw Brady come in and start last week's game before being replaced and moving back to tight end with Caleb Unks coming out. Maybe they figure with a larger quarterback, this might give them a few more run options. Again, with a triple-back set, let's see what he decides to do. Pretzlaff is going to keep it himself. He's got a couple of blockers in front of him. He's got some yardage. He's finally brought down at about the 35-yard line. So what looked like it was going to be a big gain turns out to be about a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, but I like where they're at with that. You give a kid like Pretzlaff a chance. He's a bigger bodied kid. He can handle some of those shots a little better than what Caleb can. And then he gets those backs coming up as lead blockers. So it actually wasn't bad. There was a big hole there. He just needed to get downfield a lot faster than he did.
So it brings up a 3rd and 6, ball on the 36. Blue Devils have an opportunity here to keep the drive alive and keep moving the chains. after the 3-yard pickup by Brady Pretzlaff. So it's Gautreaux, Benzinger, and Vanderveer. So it's going to be a pass completed by Pretzlaff to Austin Vanderveer. That's going to pick up the first down and come across to about the 43-yard line before Austin's brought down. So Brady took one heck of a hit as he let that ball go, but he had a safety valve right there with Austin Vanderveer,
yeah.
And Austin had some nice green in front of him. So first down for the Blue Devils. That's something that we've not seen this early in a ball game from them, so that's great. First and 10, ball spotted on the 48-yard line right now, Blue Devils.
I thought it was a well-designed play, Brian. I think that worked out really well. We might see some more of that.
So a little play action. Pretzlaff's going to hands it off to, looks like it might have been Gautreaux, or was it Ty Benzinger? He's still on his feet, and the pile looked more like a rugby scrum down at the bottom.
No, that was Vanderveer, I'm sorry.
So it was Vanderveer on the carry. Connor Abraham down at the bottom on that, leading the blocking. So they got some good penetration there.
He was not willing to give that up. He was going to continue to
go.
No,
sir, he was
whistle.
not, and
so
that's going to bring up about a 5-yard gain. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 now. Ball in TC West territory, spotted at about the 46-yard line. They're going to give him 6 on the carry, does Austin Vanderveer. So he had a nice pass play followed by a good run. Now it's just going to be Gautreaux in the backfield. Now Vanderveer in motion. He's going to get the carry again, squirts his way to the outside, but he's got nowhere to go. In fact, he's going to get dropped for a loss on that.
Yeah, again, that's the that little delay play where he comes motion back, stutter steps, and then turns and tries to get moving downhill. But he just doesn't ever seem able to get that momentum downhill.
So I've got a score update for you. I'm getting a text in that Johannesburg-Lewiston has jumped out to an 8-0 lead over Oscoda right now with 10 minutes in the first.
That's good news for the Cardinals.
Well, I got one of those last week, and it turned out that somebody sent me the wrong text. Oh. And it was Frankfurt that had scored, but they put JL on it.
Well, hopefully this is a correct
hopefully
score
the Cardinals have jumped out in a lead. The Titans lead by the same score, 8-0 here right now, but the Blue Devils are moving. Pretzlaff's going to keep it himself. He's got a blocker. Benzinger gives him a nice block, but he's just got nowhere to go. He's going to get wrapped up by 3 green jerseys, so no gain by Brady Pretzlaff on that. Going to bring up a 4th down. In fact, lost a yard.
Yeah, it looks like the Titans defense made an adjustment there and have a pretty good idea of where things are going to go. So now it's going to certainly come down to execution and being a little bit stronger up front for the Blue Devils and getting to that hole. We can't waste any time. Brady's rollout to the left there took a little bit of time and gave them an opportunity to kind of pursuit of the ball.
So the freshman Connor Byram comes out to punt it away with 6:45 to go in this opening quarter. Gets it off, goes up in the air, going to take a bounce, and it's going to get returned from about the 15 across to the 25, the 30, and Byram finds himself out there making the tackle again, and that's not necessarily a good thing on special teams. You're glad to have him back there making a tackle when you need it, but the fact of the matter is it means that they've set up a picket and a picket fence, so the return man was able to get a nice return, and TC West starts at about the 44-yard line right now.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see in special teams as your punter or your kicker making those tackles. Thankfully, he's able to, but it does set up a really good field position and, puts the defense already, on their heels a little bit.
So Brandon Konchak, the quarterback for TC West, scored on their opening series. He's going to hand it off to Schermerhorn, who's going to work his way in for about a 3-yard gain. Going to bring up a 2nd and 7 as he works his way toward the midfield marker.
He attempted to hurdle the defender there, and likewise number 54, which is Keaton Abraham. He dove over the pile to finish that tackle off.
They give him 4 on that carry. Ball's going to be spotted at the 48. Brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Titans. Konchak in shotgun. He's going to look downfield to pass. Throws it back to Schermerhorn, his running back. He's got some open space. Looking for a couple of blockers. Has a first down and more as he goes into Blue Devil territory. He's brought down at the 42-yard line.
Connor Abraham, 55, and 75 Smith were in on the tackle.
So they move the chains on that one. Ball going to get spotted at the 41 in Blue Devil territory. Konchak going to roll off to his right, look downfield, fires downfield, over his man. Had his intended target open, but he just had too much air on that.
Yeah, Brian, he had a little pressure there from 44 Pretzloff in the backfield. He kind of stopped. They stopped and stared at each other for a second. Then he threw the ball over, but he had the pressure there. Threw it a little too high for the receiver and over his head. So, a good play, a little bit of pressure from the defense.
Just got another score update from Johannesburg. It's now 8-6 as Oscoda gets on the board. 6:29 to go in the first of that one. 5:32 to go in the first of this one. Blue Devils trail by a score of 8-0 with TC West driving down the field. That time the quarterback keeper goes right up the middle, makes his way all the way to the 29. Does Brandon Konchak for the first down for the Titans.
We had 3 defenders in there on a tackle. The initial contact, though, was made by Gabe Thompson, finished off by Benzinger along with 44 Pretzloff.
Clock continues to tick. Down to 5:15, opening quarter of the ball game. Traverse City West with the ball, driving down the field against this Blue Devils defense. Konchak rolls out. Pretzlaff after him. He's going to wrap him up, and that's going to be a sack for Brady Pretzlaff.
And a significant loss of yardage.
Big loss of yardage. Good defense there by the Blue Devils, and Pretzlaff was able to catch up with Konchak, and he had nowhere to go.
Great work by Brady. He does a nice job from that outside, defensive end, kind of, linebacker position, kind of that next level back, outside linebacker. And this is, the second time in a row he's put some pressure on him.
So it brings up a 2nd and 19 after the quarterback sack. Ball spotted now on the 38-yard line.
All right, defense has to stand up here.
So here we go. Let's see what TC West decides to do. Quarterback looking downfield, fires across the middle, has an open man, and just like that, they're going to move the chains.
Well, it's going to be close because they're going to see where they spot it. They're going to spot it on a 21, so they're short of the first down.
Just shy of the first down, but boy, they picked up a lot. They picked up 18.5 yards on that.
Yeah, they did.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
And that's that crossing pattern that you like so much where they release that guy.
I do. I like
it works
that.
Every time. Almost every time.
So a 3rd down and short. They're going to hand it off to the back. He's going to work his way up the middle. Still on his feet is Remington Schultz.
There we go. Good pursuit by the defense there. 14 was on the tackle there with 55, Abraham.
So they'll get the 1st and 10 now. They're going to move it down inside it's in the red zone down, spotted at about the 11-yard line. So they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown, can the Titans, with 3:34 to go in this opening quarter. They've got an 8-0 lead. Konchak looks out. Has his receiver. He's going to get wrapped up. Good ankle tackle there. Ty Benzinger held on to him. Brought him down with minimal to no gain.
And they're going to drop it for a 2-yard loss on that. So TFL for Benzinger. Good job. He read that all the way, though, Brian. He saw that one coming out there and did exactly what he was supposed to do. Charge forward, wrap him up. And it was close. He had to, you got him by the ankles, but he did make the tackle. So that brings up a 2nd down and 12.
So it's 2nd and 12. Ball now spotted on the 13 after that 2-yard loss. Man in motion for the Titans. Konchak's going to take it. He's going to pitch it out to that man. He's got a blocker in front of him, but the Blue Devils are going to pursue and knock him out of bounds at around the 11. Maybe they'll spot it at the 10.
So that was a great job by 44 Pretzloff in doing his job and stringing that play out to the sidelines, just pushing it, giving him no place to go. The defense filled in behind him, and then Gabe Thompson came from the far side of the field with pursuit, chased him down, and was able to facilitate that tackle.
So it brings up a 3rd and 9 now. They can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Ball just outside the 10-yard line. Konchak looks down. He's got an open man. Has him. One man to beat. Can he do it? And he does. Can he make it to the corner? He's going to take a shot from Vanderveer. Does he cross? He does not. He's going to get a first down, but the ball is going to get spotted just shy of the goal line. So Austin Vanderveer saves a touchdown.
Well, that's going to draw some ire from the green and gold over here because that looked like he made a shot over the pylon there, but they did not give him the touchdown on that, and so it's going to be first down and 1 to go.
Konchak hit Gaston. He managed to get past Gus James, but Vanderveer got him knocked out at about the half-yard line. So here's 1st and goal from the half-yard line. Quarterback keeper, he's going to work his way toward it, but it looks like Pretzloff and others are there to keep him out.
Ball.
I think the whistle's blown, so the play's dead. He's not going to get in, so it's going to be no gain on that. Good defensive stand there by the Blue Devils. Going to bring up a 2nd and goal from the half-yard line.
Give credit to 55 Abraham on the stop there up front from his D-line position. There's a lot going on that play, to be honest with you.
There was a lot going on.
A lot of arms and legs flying around out there. But
I think the tough thing is the quarterback trying to cross the goal line really upright.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to do when you got a lot of bodies piled up in there.
Yeah, he's going to get low and drive.
So he's going to hand it off to his running back this time, and Schermerhorn's going to get into the end zone for a Titan touchdown.
Yep. Yeah, that first down provided the Titans too many opportunities to get into the end zone there. Eventually that was going to happen. But I have to give credit to the Blue Devils defense. They stood strong and held on for as long as they could there. So great job.
Michael Schermerhorn gets the touchdown. Our score 14-0 right now. Let's see what they do. They're going to go for 2.
Why not? This close. They've shown the ability to put it in the end zone. So
they have an interesting formation that they come out with on the 2-point.
Yeah, they do this swinging gate kind of thing, so they could throw the ball to the other side over there, bring it back over here.
Or you could just quarterback keep it, and he does a little jump pass into the end zone to Schermerhorn, and that's going to move our score to Traverse City West 16, the Gaylord Blue Devils 0, 53 seconds to go, opening quarter. You're listening to Eagle 101.5.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Smith Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that it's Jeep Adventure Days, and we have new Jeeps and Ram trucks in stock and more arriving almost daily. Prefer to shop online? Try SmithCampGaylord.com. Our simple and user-friendly website allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, the lake. Well, you get the idea. You can browse a little or take care of the entire transaction. It's up to you. So whether you prefer to shop in person or online, Smith Camp is your Jeep and Ram headquarters. Exit 282 off I-75 or 24 hours a day at SmithCamp.com.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Well, with 53 seconds to go in this opening quarter, the Gaylord Blue Devils find themselves trailing the home Traverse City Titans by a score of 16-0, Dave. And the Titans look pretty confident out there.
Well, and again, they've only got one loss in this season, and they've had a pretty strong record against the Blue Devils over the years. So they shouldn't lack any confidence. They got some great players up front, but I think that the Blue Devils are surprising them a little bit up front because they had a couple of nice stands there on defense.
Oh, absolutely. You had a couple of tackles for loss. You had a sack.
Yeah.
So some things to build upon.
Sure.
But you better get your offense going and going quick. So the Blue Devils are going to get the ball back right now as Schermerhorn, who just scored that touchdown and 2-point attempt, is going to kick it off. Back is Gabe Thompson. It's going to be a squib kick. This time it's going to be the up back, Gotro. Braden Gotro gets across the 40 to about the 44 before he's brought down. So good field position for the Blue Devils to start on this second drive for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I guess that just demonstrates they have confidence in their defense to, give them that short of a field. And I guess they're looking for an opportunity for maybe a bobbled ball or a mishandled ball to try and secure that for good field position for them. But a good job by Gotro to scoop that up, hold on to it, and get a few yards towards the Titans' end zone.
So let's see what they do. Brady Pretzlaff has been in at quarterback so far. This is their second series that the Blue Devils will come out now on offense. They trail 16-0 right now. Vanderveer in motion. Pretzlaff going to hand it off to him. No, he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get tackled for a loss. Ball's on the ground, and it looks like TC West has got it, and they do.
So here's the problem with that play. It's okay, but it takes too long to develop, right? Because Brady has to he's under center, over center, right up next to the center. He has to roll back and then kind of dive back up. And he's kind of stutter stepping a little bit, looking for a hole. And then for whatever reason, he didn't tuck that ball away properly, and it got jarred loose and then recovered by the Titans.
It's our first turnover of the ball game, and turnovers last week killed the Blue Devils.
Sure.
10-7 ball game, it's pretty close, but when you've got 4 turnovers, that's a tough thing to overcome.
Absolutely.
And there you have a turnover by Brady Pretzlaff that gives the Titans the ball on the Blue Devil 45. 39 seconds to go, opening quarter. Konchak looking downfield. He's looking to throw it. Fires it across the field. Had a man wide open. Just couldn't connect with number 14, which is Garrett Schuler.
It almost looked like he didn't know exactly which receiver he wanted because he kind of split the difference, But either way, it was decent coverage, but he was open. Had he adjusted his throw a little bit, that would have been 6 more points on the board.
Another score update. Johannesburg-Lewiston is out in front of Oscoda now, 16-7 with 2:42 to go. Still in the first quarter of that ball game. Good to see them putting some points on the board.
Coach Smokovich's blood pressure is dropping by the minute. That's good. Nice job.
Well, Coach Simoniak isn't here at Thurlby Field. 34 seconds to go, opening quarter. TC West with the lead and the ball. Konchak's going to keep it himself. He's got blockers in front of him. Now he's got wide open spaces across the 20, the 10, the 15, and across the goal for another Titans touchdown.
Well, he had a solid block right up the middle there, and obviously the quarterback's got some great speed. And once he got into the open field, he was being pursued by Gotro, just wasn't able to keep up and match his pace.
So we're not out of this first quarter yet, and the Blue Devils already trail right now by 22, and they're going to go for 2 points again, are the Titans.
Again, they have that sort of swinging gate look where they have just different options to throw the ball.
Now it looks like they're going to bring in a tight formation now.
There you go.
They get to try all their formations tonight, it appears to be. Now they're going to go for a single point. So they are going to go for the point after now as they bring Schermerhorn out to kick the extra point.
So it looks like they had to call a timeout there because the play clock was running down to 0.
Yeah, they took a lot of time on that.
Did.
So TC West will take a timeout. We'll keep it here and thank some of our sponsors, of course. We couldn't do it without them. Feeney Ford, your certified Ford headquarters in northern Michigan at Feeney Ford in Grayling. And Johnson Propane. While the game heats up, Johnson Propane is heating your home. And, of course, our good friends at Mama Leone's, northern Michigan's home for authentic Italian cuisine. Mama Leone's on South Otsego in Gaylord. 25 seconds to go. Opening quarter of this ball game. Traverse City West leads by a score of 22-0 over the Gaylord Blue Devils. And they'll have an extra point attempt coming up.
The stands are pretty large, but we have a decent crowd from Gaylord over here, even though it's spread out pretty good. Practicing some social distancing, I assume. But, we travel pretty well. The stands on this side, though, where we're at, which is the home side, pretty full. It's homecoming, so we'll have a little bit longer homecoming activity.
We love this press box here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about
Thurlby Field, in fact, in general, is just a beautiful facility.
Yep. They have a new scoreboard to match any.
Now, in Gaylord, we've got a beautiful field now.
Absolutely, yep.
So maybe someday they'll be able to redo the press box.
Which
Not today.
Nice.
Not today.
But you know what? For now, we'll enjoy what we got.
So it's going to be a fake on that point after attempt, and the Blue Devils sniff it out. So it's going to be no good on that. It looked like it was Caleb Ongst who brought him down. And so the point after attempt is no good. So our score sticks at 22-0 in favor of Traverse City West over Gaylord with 25 seconds to go. Opening quarter. And TC West will be kicking the ball back to the Blue Devils.
So here we go. An opportunity to kind of get things going on offense, maintain control of the ball. We saw that we had the ability to move it a little bit there in the first part of the quarter on the first possession. With that first down, and I guess that was our second possession. But anyway, we moved the ball, and then we stalled out. We have to maintain control of the ball. It's preached all the time. And then, of course, Brady knows that. He just, made a little error there, and it got jarred loose. So hopefully we can correct that and get some positive yards.
Well, you got to chew up the clock, too, because TC West is showing that they can score. Not quite at will.
But pretty close. Yeah, they're getting it done, though. They have the ability to get it done.
So, Gabriel Thompson will be deep for the Gaylord Blue Devils. Last time, though, Schermerhorn kicked it a squib. Looks like they brought out somebody else who's going to get a chance to kick it off now.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens here. Titans will be kicking off to the Blue Devils. Number 66 for Traverse City Central is going to be kicking that off. Nice kick. It's going to take one hop. Gabe Thompson falls on it, and that's where he's going to be at about the 7-yard line couldn't quite get the handle on the ball, and all he could do is protect it by falling on it.
Yeah, he might have had a chance to pick that up and move with it, but the wise choice was the one he chose, which is to stay on the ball and prevent any further opportunity for the Titans. So we're going to start deep in our own territory.
Still in the opening quarter of this ball game, the Blue Devils trail by a score of 22-0 to the host Traverse City West Titans.
Let's see what we do.
Brady Pretzlaff still in the quarterback, triple back set. He's going to hand it off to, looks like Vanderveer up the middle. He's got nowhere to go. I don't know why they didn't blow that whistle earlier. There was no forward progress.
Well, yeah, I mean, because that's you want to let them play. It's going to be a tricky call there because they ran him back in the end zone. Of course, Traverse City's looking for little hands over the head kind of thing where they put them together in a safety, but not going to happen.
Not going to happen. So
it's going to end the quarter.
So that's going to be the end of our first quarter. Traverse City West 22, Gaylord 0. We'll be back with your second quarter. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015 and Eagle1015.com.
We have an exciting event at the Ellison Place in Gaylord on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. Join us for the Ultimate Halloween Monster Bash featuring Rush Entertainment's DJ Dean and the band Cease. Tickets are $10 and include one free draft drink for attendees who show up in costume. Best costumes are eligible for great prizes. Get your tickets at the door or in advance at Johnson Oil's office today. Don't miss out on Halloween's Monster Bash on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Ellison Place.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice cold Slurpee or Big Gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
Just about ready to start the second quarter. Gaylord Blue Devils trail the Traverse City West Titans by a score of 22-0. Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood on the call. Blue Devils deep in their own territory. Ball spotted at the 5-yard line, Dave.
Yeah, the Blue Devils have to make a great effort here to get downfield, too close to the end zone.
So they're going to hand it off to, looks like Austin Vanderveer, and again, he's not going to get anything, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Blue Devils. So 3 straight running plays with a negative 2 yards.
Yeah, that's not going to get her done. We have to come up with a little something else. And right now we got the center, 55, kind of limping a little bit, holding his left knee. So hopefully he just got a helmet to the thigh there, and he's going to be able to shake it off.
So let's see what happens here. Gus James comes off the field. He'll shuttle back in with plays. 3rd and 12 right now. Ball on the 5. Dangerous territory, though, for the Blue Devils. Pretzlaff's going to roll out. He's going to pass it. Has Vanderveer.
Oh, no. So he got recovered in the end zone.
So he gets stripped, and it gets recovered, and into the end zone go the Traverse City West Titans.
Yeah, so, the ball got to Vanderveer. He bobbled it just a little bit. Of course, Gaylord saying, hey, that was a incomplete pass. He never had control. The ball did, jump into the end zone, and he's arguing his point with the referee. But we'll see how this gets put on the board.
Right in the one spot of the field that I can't see. I got a beam in front of me, but
but that's what happened. He bobbled a little bit, but the referee says no, you had control. It popped out, hit the ground. And TC recovered in the end zone.
So it's the second turnover of the game for the Blue Devils, and it's a big one. It gives TC West a touchdown, and they're going to get the point after now, and that's good. And just like that, our score is now Traverse City West 29, the Gaylord Blue Devils nothing, and we've just started this second quarter of play.
Well, I hope they have a screen protector on that new scoreboard because that kick almost bounced off the new scoreboard in the end zone there. So we'll have to see what they do about that. Unfortunate development there for the Blue Devils, though. Good play. That play worked down here the last time they tried it and had a positive gain with Vanderveer, but he just was not able to secure the ball enough and bobbled out of his hands and ended up in the end zone. And unfortunately for the Blue Devils, it was recovered in the end zone by the Titans.
Well, Traverse City Central has scored 15 points off of the 2 turnovers.
Titans,
rather. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the Titans have scored 15 points off the 2 turnovers tonight already, and we still have 11:15 to go before the half.
The upside is, Brian, we get the ball back.
Always looking on the bright side, aren't you?
That's where I live, on the bright side.
You sound like a Monty Python song waiting to happen.
It is. Always
just
look on the bright side of life.
Don't do it.
Oh, come on.
Don't do it. So Traverse City Traverse City West. I'm getting flashbacks because they play very similar.
They do.
So a good kickoff there. If they let it go, it's going to go out of bounds. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, so that'll be bonus yards for starting position for the Blue Devils.
It's a beautiful scoreboard, not the one that we got the camera affixed on, but this big digital scoreboard is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and if anybody listening, if they've been following the Blue Devils around for the last couple of years, this is very similar to the scoreboard that you see in Petoskey at their field. It's very clean.
But selfishly, do we want a new press box before a scoreboard, or do we want the scoreboard before the press box?
Well, I love our spot there in the J. Soderberg Memorial Press Box. We can keep the J. Soderberg sign there and upgrade the facilities would be outstanding. But that's just a selfish note. I guess the next thing would be like,
that's only because this is like a small college press box. In fact, this is probably better than a small college press box.
Yep.
So here we go. Pretzlaff comes out. He's got Benzinger in motion. He's going to hand it off to Ty. Ty's got nowhere to go.
No.
And he's going to get wrapped up for a loss.
Yeah, a big loss there. He came around. He had the blockers in front of him, but again, the penetration from the Titans defense is just almost too much for the offensive line to handle at this point. And they're bouncing back and forth, playing both sides of the ball. So there's going to be a little bit of fatigue building up.
Well,
and it weighs on you.
And these slow developing motion plays, it just keys up the defense. They just go, oh, this guy's going to jog up here. He's going to get in the backfield. We know he's going to get the ball. Yep. Let's just go right in. And it hasn't been successful.
And Gopinski and Kalano up front, they have to open things up, and which they can, but the hole's closed quickly. Oh,
so this time it looks like they're going to get the Titans to maybe jump offside.
Hard count. Yep.
Yep, they're going to pick up 5 yards on that.
Yeah. So 2 of the Titans jumped across and into the neutral zone there and made contact on the other side. So
that's one way to get positive yards.
Not necessarily the way that you want, but we'll take them for sure.
Ball spotted on the 37 now.
So we need something here to reinvigorate these Blue Devils and get some first down here.
So the Blue Devils have a 2nd and long, 2nd and 8 right now. They're going to give it up to Riley Hush. He's going to work his way up to just shy of the 40. Maybe a 3-yard carry.
Right.
Still going to make it 3rd and 5. So 3rd and a very long 5, spotted just outside the 40-yard line. They need to get to the 45.
Ongston with the play to Pretzlaff.
So let's see what they decide to do. They're going to come out. Riley Hush, the lone back. Pretzlaff over center. He's just going to keep it himself. Quarterback dive. That's good for about a yard, and that's what it got.
Yeah, and I don't know what they were looking for. Maybe to spread it out a little bit and hope for a little opening behind the center there, or maybe their left guard. But it did not bear any fruit there. There's no reason for the Titans to do anything but stack in the middle there, because we haven't demonstrated any significant passing ability, on film. So they're not gonna, they'll put some guys out there and
aside from a couple of screen plays,
sure. So and they reacted well to that. So that's not really going to work the way you want it to. I mean, it's not a bad play if you can keep them spread out and honor that pass, but it's not there.
Connor Byram comes out to punt it away. Good snap. Bad kick off the side of his foot, and he's going to be I'm not even sure that's going to be a 3-yard punt.
No, because it looked like it came off the side of his foot and bounced right off of a defender, and then landed right there in front of him. So, they are going to collect good field position again, they're going to be, inside the 40, so they're going to put it at the 38-yard line. Is that what I'm looking at out there? Yeah.
Yep.
So
special teams have been a struggle for the Blue Devils.
That is true. And again, we have a very young team, and we call it rebuilding if you want to, but they've got to clean that up a little bit. Special teams is so important, and it's made such a difference in the games for the Blue Devils over the last couple weeks.
So Traverse City West comes back out. The ball on the Blue Devil 38. Bad snap. Quarterback.
Ball.
It's down. Blue Devils are going to pick it up. Connor Abraham recovers the fumble, still on his feet. Across midfield, gets knocked out at the 48. So bad snap. Doesn't look like the quarterback was ready for the snap.
No.
He picked it up, and then it got batted out, and then Connor Abraham picks it up. And so just like that, the Blue Devils get a turnover back.
Connor, now he was looking for the end zone. He's got a couple of 2 or 3 defensive touchdowns under his belt, so he knows what to do with that ball when he gets a hold of it. And either very athletic move, putting one hand down on the turf, scooping up with the other one, and maintaining his balance to get up and try to get some more yards, which he did. So it puts us inside the 50, so the 48-yard line, 47-yard line for the Titans. So we're in the Titans territory across midfield.
Good field position for the Blue Devils after the turnover. Connor Abraham picked up the fumble and rumbled with it. So 1st and 10, ball on the 47. Pretzlaff's going to take it. He's going to pitch it out to Ty Benzinger. Ty makes the cut. He had a block. Looked like the ball might have come loose, but he maintained it. So he picked up about 2 yards on the carry.
Yeah, he had a decent block there by Gotro to kind of open things up, but the safety was coming down from the other side and kind of able to wrap him up a little bit. But positive yard. I like that play. It was a little bit quicker developing. Still, it's a pitch in the back, so it gives the
it still needs to happen a little faster.
Absolutely, yeah. It's still not developing.
They still need to be full speed.
Yes, absolutely.
If you're going to try that jet sweep type thing, you got to have everybody at full speed, especially against a team like this one that's got defensive quickness.
Yeah.
So here comes Benzinger in motion. Pretzlaff's going to keep it. He needs Ty to block for him, but there's just too many green jerseys around him. He's going to lose 2 on that quarterback keeper.
Yeah, so he had a block by Benzinger, but instead of cutting it back up, inside of the block, he stayed to the outside and followed up between him and the next blocker, and it just wasn't enough. Stretch it to the side, you just aren't going to make that corner.
Well, this Titan defense has great pursuit.
Yes, yeah, and you're just not going to make that corner. You got to take any opportunity to get, in this case, east and west instead of north and south, right? Because this is where we're positioned. But get upfield.
So the Blue Devils find themselves with a 3rd and 11, ball spotted on the 48-yard line in Titan territory. 7:03 to go before the half, and they trail by a score of 29-0. They need to get something going on offense. Pretzlaff is going to take it. Oh, it's going to get probably called on the offensive line.
Oh, we got actually, they're showing timeout.
Oh, it's going to be a timeout, so timeout on the field. Blue Devils take a timeout. We'll keep it here and mention some of our sponsors like 7-Eleven. There's always a fresh cup of coffee and a warm welcome waiting for you at your Gaylord area 7-Eleven on North Center Street in Gaylord.
Oh, thank heaven.
And, of course, Bob's Modern Homes, assisting families achieve their new home dreams. So you can go see their current models online at bobsmodernhomes.com. And Central Insurance Services, making insurance less complicated. 6:53 to go before the half. Blue Devils with the ball, taking a timeout right now. They try to let it go right into... No.
Yeah, it did.
Well, the return man thought he was going to pick it up and run with it. Fortunately, though, for him probably, it went into the end zone and becomes a touchback. So
but it was
on their own 20-yard line.
Ball.
All right, quarterback's going to find a receiver. He connects with him, makes one man miss, still on his feet, hurdles another man, still on his feet before he's finally ran out of bounds.
Well, that was to be tackled. The tackle was missed, which allowed him to get downfield and performed a little bit of a hurdle over one of the defenders, and then finally knocked out of bounds by cornerback number 1 Caleb Ongst.
So it's going to be a 1st and 10, ball now at the 38-yard line. So let's see. Traverse City West comes out with 5:52 to work with before the half. Plenty of time for them. Blue Devil defense needs to make a stand here.
Okay, the play clock is now running.
So the clock. Let's see what happens here. 5:52 to go. Quarterback looking for instructions to his sideline. He's going to take it, look downfield, fires downfield, has a wide open man, had padding, still on his feet. Finally, the Blue Devils bring him down right at about the first down marker. So,
easy now, boys.
Getting a little chippy out there.
Just a touch. 75 was in on the tackle there, along with number 11, Benzinger. 75 is Owen Smith.
So it's going to be just short of a first down, so it's going to be 2nd and a yard. Ball spotted at about the 48 or just inside the 48-yard line.
Yeah, the down marker on the far side says 1 foot.
2nd and a foot. Quarterback keeper, he's got plenty of room to run. First down and more, and he's just making it look real easy. Still on his feet, but there's a flag down. Could be a block in the back.
Yeah, that's what it looked like over there. You see Coach Shimoniak on the far side going, it was right in front of you, because he was just kind of hesitating. The defender turned around and the receiver kind of pushed him in the backside there.
So that's going to come back. It is. It's going to be a flag against Traverse City West, and that's going to bring it back.
So this is where composure comes into play too. It's easy to kind of get your emotions high and start making mental mistakes and doing things that you probably shouldn't do. So we need to control that, at least on the Blue Devil side of the ball, right? Let's not get engaged in the chippiness.
No, certainly not. They've seen that in a couple of stadiums across the state of Michigan where teams have gotten a little chippy and things get said and players get ejected, and in fact, one team pulled their team off the field.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
they ended up forfeiting that game because they pulled their team off the field.
Yeah, and it's not necessary. I think we got to play as good sports all the way through.
Traverse City West with the ball in Blue Devil territory, and a 29-0 lead over Gaylord.
Mm-hmm.
Timeout on the field.
Titans.
TC West takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout here. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
3:59 to go in the second quarter of this ball game. Traverse City West has a 29-0 lead over the Gaylord Blue Devils, and there's no question this has all been one-sided in this ball game, Dave, aside from the fact that the Blue Devils do have one turnover, but they've given it up twice.
Yes, they have, yeah. And that's going to be, a win for the Titans on that, right? You got to control the ball. You got to hold on to the ball, especially when you're facing an opponent as efficient and as good as the Titans are.
Well, in 15 of the Titans' 29 points have been off the Blue Devil turnovers, where the Blue Devils weren't able to do anything from their turnover.
Yeah, and this is all about putting points on the board and maintaining control of the ball. And we've not done it as well as we could, but defense is out there with a couple of substitutions up front. They've had to change things around. 82 Cole Dexter's on the outside. Gotro is not in his usual spot at the inside of the interior lineman on the defense. So it's got 75 Smith in there for them.
So TC West comes back out at the timeout. Quarterback's looking downfield, has time to throw. Does a little screen pass out to his back. It's going to be enough to pick up the first down. They needed 6. They got 7. And that'll move the chains with 3:49 to go before the half.
Good tackle by number 16, Gus James. He brought it up there and was able to wrap him up down low and get a tackle. But, again, not before the first down.
Blue Devil defense needs to figure out a way to stop this drive, because if you go into the half after they've scored another touchdown, then you've got a running clock in the second half.
Yeah, we want to try and prevent that running clock situation.
So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 33. They're going to go with the back, and it's going to get stuffed by a couple of Blue Devils. Pretzlaff in there along with number 75. I think that's Owen Smith.
Yes, sir.
And coming up from the bottom of the pile is number 82 for the Blue Devils.
Cole Dexter.
Which is Cole Dexter.
Yeah, so they read that one all the way. They were able to get around the left tackle. There was a very sizable young man, number 73, and swept in there and wrapped him up in the backfield. So it's going to be a yard loss, so 2nd down and 11.
No gain on the play. They're going to say 2nd and 10, ball still on the 33 with 2:53 to go before the half.
Looking to pass.
Quarterback looking to pass, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, still on his feet. Now he's going to tuck it in and run with it. He'll pick up 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Looks like the ball's on the ground. Blue Devils think they have it. We'll see if they rule it down by contact. Now it looks like TC West recovered it anyway, so they'll maintain possession. Going to bring up a 3rd and manageable 3rd and 3 for them.
Yeah, coach is not going to be happy about that. I mean, that was 3 or 4 tackles that he just dodged, right?
Right.
So fundamental football, you got to get low, wrap up, and drive through that tackle. First of all, wrap him up. Don't let him get away. And he did. Very athletic move by Konchak.
Brandon Konchak's been having a really good game tonight, and he's gotten himself out of some jams. He's going to pass it. Little pitch and catch over to his receiver. He's got some green space to go. He's going to get wrapped up by the ankles at about the 4-yard line, and that's where they're going to find themselves, as they'll get a new set of downs as well. So they're in the red zone with 1:52 to go.
Borowiak came off of his block there and was able to get down there and get a hand on him around the lower extremity there, his legs, and just knock him down for a tackle. But it looks like that there's a flag on the play.
Another flag on the play?
Yep.
If it's against TC West, that'll be the 3rd time that they've kept themselves out of the red zone on this drive alone.
Yeah, and it's a significant one. It's going to bring the marker back, and make it 3rd down and 12.
So they've been down in the red zone 3 times, and they've had them called back just on this drive.
Just on this drive, yeah, absolutely. So some mental errors there, maybe some overzealous play on the backside, and coach is going to tell him, look, you're out of the play at this point. Let's not be silly over here, right?
So it makes it 3rd and 12, ball spotted on the 35-yard line, still in Blue Devil territory with 1:32 to go before the half. Quarterback looking downfield. He's looking, has plenty of time, fires it downfield. This time almost picked off. Borowiak had a chance to pick that off. It hit him in the worst spot, the hands. That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is, too. That's weird, But, good play by Borowiak. He saw that one right out of the way. He would like to have another opportunity at hitting his hands.
I would think so.
And run it back the other way. But you know what? we'll take it. It broke it up. It's the 4th down and 12. I suspect they're going to go for it where they're at. They've had a lot of control over the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. So it's worth going for it for them.
So it's 4th and 12 now. TC West will go for it. 1:24 to go before the half. Man in motion there. Quarterback's going to look downfield, looking for a receiver. Looking. Fires it off. It's going to come up short, and that's going to be turned over on downs with 1:19 to go before the half. So the Blue Devils will get 1:19 to work with.
Another opportunity for Rylan Borowiak, number 18 there, and as safety position, corner position back there, and wasn't able to reel that one in and return it the other way. But you're right. Turnover on downs, it's a positive. Blue Devils get an opportunity. 1:19 left, still 29-0. We're not looking at at this point a running clock situation coming up in the second half, which I think is good for the Blue Devils.
Score update: Oscoda now has the lead in Johannesburg, 22-16, with 1:52 to go before the half in that ball game in Johannesburg against the Cardinals. We've got 1:19 to go in this one. Traverse City West leads by a score of 29-0, but the Blue Devils have the ball, and they're going to get a delay of game call against them.
So, you hit the ball back, and there really is almost no excuse for a delay of game here in this facility. Normally you just have the referee, the back judge, who's counting down, but there's a play clock, right? It's counting down. It's 23, 22 right now. So we need to get to the line of scrimmage, get the play in there, and get the ball snapped before, because now it's 15 seconds. We have to snap the ball.
So here we go. 1st and 15. Ball now on the 30. Pretzlaff in at quarterback. 3-back set behind him. He's going to hand it off this time. It's going to go to Vanderveer. He's going to get wrapped up. No gain on that one. Maybe they'll give him a yard forward progress, but
yeah, that's about it. Again, the play develops slowly. You're coming out of the backfield, and this TC team has great pursuit. Once they see you're not going to pass the ball, they react really well. They follow the flow of the ball, and they go right to where they have to be. And our blockers need to maintain that all the way through.
Let me ask you this. With this kind of offense, which isn't very flashy or diverse,
right?
Would it work in your favor to go hurry up?
Yes, I think so.
So Pretzlaff's going to keep it himself, runs into his own lineman, and then he's finally brought down, and that's going to be probably about a 2-yard loss. So if you had to look at the Blue Devil offense statistically, I'm not sure they're in positive yards at this point in time of the game.
No, I don't think so, and we'd have to check over there with the infamous Ryan Wood and find out what he's got in his stat sheet. But no, I agree with you. We're probably at the point where we're either even or in negative yardage for the
And I think this is going to be
offense.
the last play. I think they're going to let it. We've got 19 seconds to go on the play clock. Only 9 seconds to go now on the game clock. So the Blue Devils are going to take this thing into the half.
Yep.
They're going to lick their wounds and figure out what the second half adjustments need to be, because we go into the half trailing 29-0. It's Traverse City West 29, the Gaylord Blue Devils nothing. We have a second half of football yet to come, and it's halftime here at Thurlby Field. We'll be right back with some thoughts, and then we'll talk a little college football during the half as well. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015 and Eagle1015.com.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Smith Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that it's Jeep Adventure Days, and we have new Jeeps and Ram trucks in stock and more arriving almost daily. Prefer to shop online? Try SmithCampGaylord.com. Our simple and user-friendly website allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, the lake. Well, you get the idea. You can browse a little or take care of the entire transaction. It's up to you. So whether you prefer to shop in person or online, Smith Camp is your Jeep and Ram headquarters. Exit 282 off I-75 or 24 hours a day at SmithCamp.com.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
We have an exciting event at the Ellison Place in Gaylord on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. Join us for the Ultimate Halloween Monster Bash featuring Rush Entertainment's DJ Dean and the band Cease. Tickets are $10 and include one free draft drink for attendees who show up in costume. Best costumes are eligible for great prizes. Get your tickets at the door or in advance at Johnson Oil's office today. Don't miss out on Halloween's Monster Bash on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Ellison Place.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
It's halftime here at Thurlby Field in Traverse City, where the Traverse City West Titans lead the Gaylord Blue Devils by a score of 29-0. Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood. And aside from the fact that we've had 3 turnovers in this ball game, 2 by the Blue Devils, 1 by the Titans, the Blue Devils weren't able to cash theirs in. Meanwhile, the Titans, they cashed them both in for touchdowns, plus gained some point afters as well. 15 points, in fact, off of those 2 turnovers. And that's really the difference in this ball game at 29-0. Take away those 15 points, and we've got a different ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's something we're going to be talking about in the locker room at halftime. Hey, listen, it's not that we're getting so dominated that we can't have an opportunity to put points on the board and get back. We have to clean things up. We have just made some mistakes, and we've made, unfortunately, more mistakes than what Traverse City's made. And that's going to be, like you said, the big difference in the game. We control that. We control the tempo of the ball and hold on to the ball. Now, we have a couple of injuries here in the first half that's going to keep some of our key players out of the game, I think, for what they did for the second half of the first half. hopefully they'll get taken care of and are able to come back in and play. We're talking about Gotro and Riley Hush, two significant players both offensively and defensively. Now the guys who subbed in for him are doing a decent job, but it's not the same when you lose a starter and then you bring a second guy.
Certainly.
In. Unless that guy is just so ready, he's like, hey, put me in, coach. I really need to get in there, and I really need to have an opportunity to show you what I've got. And that's what we're hoping for coming out of the locker room in the second half.
Well, let's see. I mean, the Blue Devils have really shown little to no offense in several weeks. I mean, look, they scored a touchdown last week. They got completely blanked. In fact, they went, 7 quarters without scoring.
Right.
8 quarters. 8 quarters without scoring any points. They scored a touchdown last week in the third quarter. And we're scoreless through 2 tonight. Right. And something's got to change. They either have to, gamble, or they need to come up with something. Now, we thought that something was going to be Brady Pretzlaff coming in at quarterback late in that Cadillac ball game. But even last week, he didn't have the ability to get that offense moving forward. So in the second half, they put Caleb Ungst back in.
Right.
And, it was just more of the same. Neither quarterback has been able to really get anything going for this team. And of course, a lot of it has to do with an undersized offensive line, too.
Sure. And the guys on the line, Gopinski, he's a senior leader out there. He's doing what he could do. He's a big guy, and then we have Colano up there. But, now we get down a little bit. And these guys are great athletes, Abraham, but they're just not enough to overpower this line. But I think you had it right when we talked about what can we do differently with this kind of, blue collar offense that we have, right? We have to do something, and I think the hurry up is going to be a component that would aid that. You got to catch the defense off guard.
Yeah, basically you just keep driving it at the defense and let them make a mistake. The problem is when you take your time, and that's the other thing. We're up against a play clock.
Right.
They take their time. Sometimes they don't come to the line until there's about 7 seconds left before the snap, and then they turn around and they go through their motions, and if they're lucky, they're getting the snap off with a couple of seconds to go.
Right.
So they chew up a lot in that.
Well, and I think that takes away another component with the hard count, right? If you're running a hurry-up offense and you're doing that, and now you got these guys thinking, okay, we got to be ready, and then you drop in a hard count, now you're going to gain that extra yardage that you might need by doing that hard count and getting the defense to jump off sides. And I think the other side of that same point is, you have to be mentally prepared to not make those mistakes, to run that, that sort of hurry-up offense. Because what they're doing right now, like you said, is coming out of the huddle and they're delaying the game. We've seen that I haven't written it down, but in almost every game we've had at least one delay a game call against us.
Certainly. Well, the other thing is that you've got to get something going, because if you're never going to be in a ball game unless you can put some points on the board. And so in a ball game like this, it can only go one way unless you decide you got to do something. But I'm not really sure that it's built that way. Now, the offensive line fires off the ball pretty good.
They do.
But the problem is, if you've got those slow developing plays, they can't sustain those blocks for more than maybe a second and a half. No. And so, because then the guys that weigh 50 to 80 pounds more than them and are quick, by the way, this is a very quick Traverse City West defense. Now, we keep talking about the Blue Devil offense because that really is the difference in what's going on.
Sure.
If the offense could get some things going, then, the defense, we've seen them play inspired football. And quite frankly, the defense has been pretty solid. Now, Traverse City West is willing to throw that ball around, and that's not been something that the Blue Devils have been necessarily up against outside of the other Traverse City team that was, throwing it around as well.
Right, and you've got a very athletic quarterback in Konchak. When things aren't working downfield for the pass, he's a multi-threat quarterback all the way.
And because he's tall, he doesn't look as fast as he is.
Right, it's deceiving. Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of like a Terrell Pryor. Terrell Pryor that played with it. He didn't look very fast when he ran, with the ball. But because of those long strides, he covered a lot of territory really fast. And that's what Konchak has been able to do when the receivers have been covered by the Blue Devil defense.
And the Blue Devils had that in Fitzik a few years ago when he was here in quarterbacking. So you're right here on this particular field, in fact. We had a broken play. He took off from the 1 yard line down here and ran it all the way down to the 1 yard on the other side, right? But we don't have that explosive speed, and we don't have the backs that have that lightning acceleration that we might have seen, when my son Nate Boswood was running, or when Foster was running the ball, or even Cade Foster, a couple years ago, or go down the list. Caverson, was pretty fast. Davis Height was pretty fast. These guys had some explosive speed. We have some power runners, but we don't have that. So when the line opens those holes, they're not open for very long.
Right.
You have to have somebody get there quickly.
Well, and they're not getting to those holes quick enough, and they disappear. And so we see a lot of 1 and 2 yard carries.
And we got to have at least 3.
And what it's been, though, it's been 1 yard forward and then 2 yards back. It's almost like your country dancing, because you're going 1 yard forward, and the next play you end up getting, wrapped up for a loss. And it's just not been a good offensive performance.
Isn't that called a do-si-do?
I'm not sure if it's the do-si-do, but,
All right.
You can do the little two-step. I believe 1 step forward, 2 steps back. There you go.
Well, but again, you're right. And, we're talking about this, trying to, figure out where we're going to go with the offense, because something has to change. Like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it's not working, you need to make a change, right? And I'm not sure what that looks like. And we're speculating, of course. But, if nothing else, Coach Shimoniak is consistent and true to his word. This is how we're going to play football. Well, now we need to figure out how we're going to make that football work.
Well, I tell you what, that's one of the things I really like about DJ Shimoniak. He's focused, he's consistent, and he sticks to it.
Yes.
And, he knows what he's working with, and he tries to get them to perform a little better. Execution's not always great.
Right.
Speed is not necessarily there, and when you're up against a fast defense, it looks slower. So we'll see what kind of adjustments they make at the half. It is halftime here. Traverse City West, the Titans lead the Gaylord Blue Devils by a score of 29-0. I'm Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood. We'll come back in a moment and talk a little bit about some Saturday football action. Got some great matchups coming over the weekend. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5 and Eagle101.5.com.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice cold Slurpee or Big Gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
It's halftime here at Thurlby Field in Traverse City. Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood. Our score here, TC West 29, Gaylord 0. And we're going to talk a little bit about some Saturday football action. We finally are getting into that part of the season where there's some really, really good matchups to look forward to, Dave. And let's start with some of the Michigan area schools. Central Michigan travels down to Oxford, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, not Oxford. They're going to Athens, Ohio to face the Bobcats.
Okay.
So I've got to think Central Michigan is going to put it together.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Chips have a great program. And again, it doesn't taste well for me to say that necessarily, being a Western guy, but they do. And I think you're absolutely right. I think the Chips fire up. They go down there and take care of business.
So speaking of Western, they've got Ball State coming to town.
Yeah,
they're coming to Kalamazoo, and Ball State. They were hanging out in a ball game last week, and then finally, the wheels fell off of it. But I think Western looks pretty good.
Yeah, I do too. I think Western's gonna pull that one out. I'm gonna root for the Broncos to take that one home.
I like their quarterback, Ellaby. I think he's very talented.
Yeah,
and it makes you wonder how he didn't end up at a bigger school. But still, I mean, of course, Western likes to sling it around a little bit.
Yeah, but you've got an opportunity there. You got a great quarterback as a head coach. In my opinion,
Tim Lester.
Tim Lester. And I think when you're recruiting a guy like this and you're talking that language to him and the opportunity to highlight that where maybe he's not going to be able to play right away at one of the bigger schools, where as here he's going to get 4 solid years of slinging the ball around and looking really sharp out there. So I think that presents a good opportunity. That's probably how you got Ellaby there. But either way. Love that he's there. He's a really, really dynamic quarterback.
He is.
Fun to watch.
He certainly is. Miami of Ohio comes up to Ypsilanti to face Eastern Michigan tomorrow, and I think Eastern Michigan's not a bad program.
No, they got it going in Ypsilanti. There's no doubt about that. I think that they're going to do well as well. I mean, not too many wells there, but I like Eastern for sure.
Well, let's talk about some of the other games nationally going on. Number 2 Georgia heads to number 18 Auburn.
Ooh,
that Georgia defense looks really, really, really scary good.
They do. But
I think their defense looks better than Alabama's defense.
Well, I agree, but I think Auburn, they just are always a very tough team. They always play really well, but now this is Auburn at Georgia, correct?
No, this is Georgia at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Yeah. So I think that gives them a little bit of an edge. I got to go with Auburn.
I don't know. I'm not really sure what Auburn team this is. I mean, last week, Bo Nix was running all over the place for his life, but managed to get it off, and they managed to score and win a ball game. But I think Georgia is just really powerful.
Yeah, the Dogs.
How about this one? Number 13, Arkansas, and number 17, Ole Miss. Now, Arkansas got embarrassed last weekend, and it's still a good Arkansas team, but they got embarrassed.
They did, and I think you play the odds a little bit, but these guys have to come back out and make a statement, right? The Hogs have the ability, and they've shown that so far through the season to win games and win decisively. Whether they'll be able to put it together this week, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to count them out for this.
I think Ole Miss is going to do this, because I think Ole Miss has got a lot of firepower on offense, and Kiffin is going to kind of let Matt Corral unloose. So
unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast. Yeah. Now here's one for you: your Red River rivalry.
Come on.
It's number 6, Oklahoma, at number 21, Texas, played in Jerry's World in Dallas.
Well, there's nothing like a Red River rivalry, and I have to say that slowly because otherwise it mumbles together, right? I'm going to go with the Sooners. There's no question about that in my mind. Shane Rattler, he's got something to prove still. He's kind of a controversial,
Spencer Rattler?
Yeah, Spencer. So he's kind of controversial within the Sooners fan base. I like that. I think the kid does a good job. He's gritty. Lincoln Riley, that's his guy, so they're going to go in battle. But I'm going to take the Sooners all the way.
I would think so, too. And then we look at now here's an interesting game. Number 4 Penn State heads to Iowa City to face number 3 Iowa.
Yeah. But you know what? Penn State, they're just fired up. They are playing like a team on a mission,
well,
right?
let me tell you.
Iowa is a tough place to play.
I think Iowa is going to take this one. They are a solid team.
Sure, absolutely.
And there's something about this Iowa team that they're not flashy.
No.
But they've got a good quarterback. Not a great quarterback, but a good quarterback.
Right.
And they got a good back that can make some plays. Now, Penn State's got playmakers too.
They do.
But I'm watching Iowa. I'm watching these highlights from the last couple of weeks. I'm like, man, these guys are really good.
Well, when you take Penn State away from Happy Valley and Beaver Stadium, there things can get a little wonky. So maybe you're right, but I'm going to stick with Penn State on this one. I think they edge this one out and make Iowa think twice about
So number 11, Michigan State. They travel to New Jersey to face the State University of New Jersey at Rutgers.
Yeah. Rutgers is coming off a drubbing, right?
Wow.
From Ohio State.
Yeah,
last
Ohio
week.
State didn't look that good until they faced Rutgers, and then they just absolutely put on a show.
Not sure who pissed them off there at Rutgers, but they put it on them bad. But that's going to be a tough one. But Michigan State, Sparty's been doing a great job. They're rolling along pretty well. They got a solid team. I don't know how beat up Rutgers would have been after that one. But man, they got manhandled big time.
Now,
so I'm going to go with Sparty on this one.
Now, and I'm going to go with MSU as well. I think they look pretty good, even though their defense gave up nearly 500 passing yards to Western Kentucky. But they knew Western Kentucky was going to sling it around.
Sure.
Now, how about this? Number 9, Michigan.
Number 9. And I was concerned about last week's matchup against Wisconsin, and Michigan handled them. They did.
They took care of business.
So
they threw the ball instead of just that pound on the ground game.
You know, this is a very confusing thing for me with the University of Michigan Wolverines this year. They come in, they're not ranked, you know. Everybody's like, okay, you know, here we go.
Harbaugh's on the hot seat, everything else.
Taking a pay cut, getting crazy, all this kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden they just start to roll. The team kind of gels. They kind of figured it out. They've got some young guys on the defensive backfield. You know,
I'm going to say this.
But, man.
They're heading to Lincoln to face a Husker team that's not winning ball games. Well, they did last week, but they've been playing tough in close ball games, too.
Yeah.
And so Nebraska at home could be a challenge.
Sure it could, but I tell you what, the way because I'm with you. I thought the Badgers were going to make it a little bit more of a struggle than it turned out to be. And, you know, I'm not sure what Mr. Harbaugh is doing there in Ann Arbor, but he's got these kids believing, and they're playing well. And, again, this is without Ronnie Bell.
Well, you're absolutely right. But by the way, you've got Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins.
Absolutely.
But they're just they look like a very well-rounded team. In fact, all three facets of the game they're playing well, not just the defense while the offense struggles. It's a balanced team. So, you know, I'm going to pull for them, obviously.
Absolutely.
But I also think they're going to take Nebraska. I would love to see an undefeated Michigan face an undefeated Michigan State. Would that
would be
not
awesome.
be great? That would be great for the Big Ten and for college football.
But that's the collision course we're on right now. Things are trucking that way. You know, and again, I think Michigan brings this one home. I think the confidence is extraordinarily high with the Wolverines. I think they're looking really good, and whatever they're doing well. Now, I'm not saying that they don't make mistakes, because they do. There's been a couple of times where we're like, what are you doing? You know, when we played a little mixed match with the quarterbacks last week, totally fine. You know, fan base got a little look at the up and coming. You know, but it's nice to have, you know, a couple of solid quarterbacks that you can turn to make some big plays.
Absolutely. And so tomorrow's going to be a great day. I'm not going to leave my house.
Me either.
Not at all.
Sorry, honey, but I'm going to be watching football.
I'll go do some yard work in the morning, but then from noon on, I'm not leaving my TV room. So we've got a second half of football here, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be coming back with the second half, where our score right now, Traverse City West leads Gaylord by a score of 29-0. But we've got a second half of football yet to come. You're listening to Eagle 101.5 and Eagle1015.com.
We have an exciting event at the Ellison Place in Gaylord on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. Join us for the Ultimate Halloween Monster Bash featuring Rush Entertainment's DJ Dean and the band Cease. Tickets are $10 and include one free draft drink for attendees who show up in costume. Best costumes are eligible for great prizes. Get your tickets at the door or in advance at Johnson Oil's office today. Don't miss out on Halloween's Monster Bash on October the 23rd at 7 p.m. at the Ellison Place.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection. Includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
It's halftime here at Thurlby Field, but we've got a second half of football just 2 minutes away. It's Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood. And Dave, do you have your Halloween costume picked out yet?
Well, not exactly. We've got a couple of ideas that we've been talking about for Halloween. A couple of years ago, we would, as members of the Scooby-Doo crew there, the mystery bunch, right?
So were you Shaggy?
No, it seems obvious, but actually I was Freddy. My wife was Daphne, and it worked out really well. So we're looking, for something kind of fun like that. And that was a great set of costumes. We've done Sonny and Cher, which honestly I ended up looking more like Cheech Marin than Sonny, but it was a good look, So we'll find something here pretty quick. And she's great at that.
I'm going to go on record, and I'm going to say right now that the costume that I think is going to all of a sudden find an interest in people is from this Netflix show that just came out called Squid Game.
Yeah.
And my wife and I just started watching it last night because some of the kids at school were telling her about this thing, and they were talking about it. So we watched it, and my wife, maybe 20 minutes into it, was like, can we turn this off? I'm like, no, you said you wanted to watch an episode. So we get to the end of the first episode. She goes, what do you think? I'm like, let's watch another episode.
That's how they get you, Brian.
So it's like a cross between the Hunger Games and like Blade Runner without the Richard Dawson character.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a Korean show.
Okay.
But they've dubbed all of the voices, so they're dubbed in English.
Okay.
And so, but the humor, it's very dark humor. But I have a feeling there are costumes that are used in this movie that's going to be a popular costume this year for Halloween.
I may have to take a look at it just for inspiration purposes only.
Yeah. You know what? I'll try to find it and I'll show it to you. So.
Well, a couple years ago, we got tied into a game, because I was hearing about Stranger Things. And I'm like, what is this all about? And I started watching, and then, you know what? I ended up watching, all 3 seasons of that one. So I got to be careful about what I watch on Netflix because you get wrapped up in it, and then you're just done. You're binge watching.
So here are the costumes that they're using. They're just basically red jumpsuits with black masks, and you can't see the face, but they've got a hood.
But that's kind of cool, and you're right. That would be something that I could, because it's simple but yet effective, and it's a cool-looking costume. So I can see that happening. I think you're right on that one. And I will confirm that you put it on record first here.
Well, that's right. And the other thing that's great is they don't have to see your face.
Right, exactly, which is a bonus because sometimes that's scarier yet.
Which is why we're in radio, folks. We've got a second half of football lined up for you, and the Gaylord Blue Devils will get it to open up this second half. They trail by a score of 29-0 to the host Traverse City West Titans. Titans will be kicking off right now as we get underway with the second half of football. Michael Skirmerhorn is going to kick it off for the Titans. Good halftime show, though, by the TC West Band.
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to have a little bit different look up front because I see on the sideline we are not warming up with number 37, Gotro, or number 34, Riley Hush. So we'll see who fulfills those roles coming forward. That was number 6, Gabriel Thompson, recovering the ball in the end zone on the touchback.
So that's going to be a touchback, and the Blue Devils will come out at their own 20 to start this second half. And let's see who they come out with on offense. That's going to be taking snaps. Looks like it's going to be Pretzlaff again, so Brady Pretzlaff comes out to take the snaps for this Blue Devil offense as we get ready to start this second half of football. So I have Austin Vanderveer behind him. He's going to hand it off to Vanderveer right up between the tackles. Maybe a 2-yard gain on that one. He just stuck his head down and went forward.
Well, when we have Hush out of the backfield and Gotro out of the backfield, we're going to have to rely a little bit more heavily on number 14, Vanderveer, like we had earlier. But we do have Ty Benzinger back there, so kind of Ty does a nice job mixing it up. And I think, again, that's where we have to go is try to get it into his hands and get him around the outside if possible. But we're going to need some serious blocking to catch that corner.
They give him a yard on that. And, again, the Blue Devil offense uses a lot of time because they're shuttling the plays in from the sidelines. So here they are. They're coming up to the line with 9 seconds left on the play clock. So they do get set. Benzinger in motion. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to fumble the ball. It's on the ground. Looks like Pretzlaff might have picked it up. Ty Benzinger couldn't find a handle on it. It went into the carpet, and Pretzlaff looks like he fell on it, and the Blue Devils will maintain. But again, 1 yard forward, 5 yards back.
Well, we talked about that, and that's where the problem has occurred before, and we're going to see some more of that, I hope, that we can correct that because that was not what we needed to get this drive going.
Well, they're going to say a loss of 6 on that fumble recovered by Pretzlaff. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 15. Ball is now on the 15-yard line. And the Blue Devil offense starting off where they left off at the end of the half. This time they hand it off to Vanderveer. He's got a little bit of a hole, but he's wrapped up after about maybe getting 2 of those yards back.
Well, we got Gabe Thompson in the backfield along with Vanderveer and Benzinger. So, these guys are quick, players. They're just not as big as what you would have with Hush or Gotro, but they're speedy, and they're going to have to do a really good job blocking to break them free.
We start the second half with minus 4 yards on offense.
Yeah, not exactly where you want to be, but that's what we got, and we'll have to deal with it. And then, hopefully number 63, Byram, can get a good punt off here and recover some of this yardage.
So Connor Byram comes in to punt it away. He'll be punting it down to Gaston. He gets a good punt off. It's going to get returned at the 45, across to the 40, to the 35. Still on his feet is Gaston. Makes another man. Shifts field direction. He's got some blockers in front. He's across the 25 down to the 20.
Flag.
There's going to be a flag, so probably either a hold or a block in the back on that. And that's what happens when you start shifting field direction.
Yep. But, a great athletic move by number 19 there. He got away from, initially number 55, Abraham, on the far side of the field, who had a shot at him. But then he just kind of scampered back across and all the way down to what looks like now the 14-yard line. But the penalty is going to be assessed, and we'll see what we end up with. They assessed that against the Blue Devils and put them within the 10, inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
So that went against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I don't know what that was. But that's what they assessed, and it's
could have been a defensive hold, maybe.
It had to be something like that, or maybe a late hit, coming out of the out of bounds there when he.
So it's first and goal now. Ball on the 8-yard line after Gaston's run. Quarterback's going to keep it, go right up the middle. He's going to trot into the end zone for a TC West score.
Well, there you go.
So now we're going to see a running clock, folks. We're now at 35-0. Let's see how TC West lines up for this point after attempt. So just 9:22 to go in this third quarter, and the Titans score on an 8-yard touchdown run. Skirmerhorn in for the point after attempt. Good snap. Kick is up. It goes through the uprights. And just like that, folks, it's 36-0 with 9:22 to go in this third quarter. And we're going to see a running clock now.
Well, again, Brian, that's not what the Blue Devils hoped to have happen as they came out. They got the ball to start out with and just were not able to put any points on the board, turn the ball over, put it back in the hands of the Titans. The Titans were able to move it downfield pretty quickly and put it in the end zone. On that punt return, special teams, you can never say special teams are not a big part of the game because, man, he demonstrated right there what an impact a solid special teams program
absolutely.
will have,
Absolutely. So TC West starts this second half right where they left off. Blue Devils start the second half right where they left off as well.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So
is it too much to say? Can I say it twice? The upside is we get the ball back?
You get the ball back.
Unfortunately, that was not the way we wanted to see it, and that's not what they talked about in the at halftime there. So now it's going to be up to the Blue Devils to stand strong and maintain this, and like you said, we're going to be in a running clock situation now.
So here we go. Traverse City West comes out to kick the ball back off to the Blue Devils. Skirmerhorn will kick it off for the Titans.
What do we got?
So back deep, looks like it's Gus James and probably
Gabe Thompson.
Gabe Thompson for the Blue Devils. It's a good kickoff, but it looks like it's going to go out of bounds, and it does. So better field position for the Blue Devils.
Yep. Yeah, that works out well. That puts us in a position to where we're not up against the goal line and having to deal with the potential for a safety. So bringing it out, a decent field position.
So the Blue Devils come back out.
He was going to put it on the 20. I'm like, no, you got to bring it up here to the 35.
So the Blue Devils will start with the ball on their own 35 after the kick went out of bounds. So this is time you got to reach down into your playbook.
Yeah, you do, and it's challenging, but now you've got to be creative. We got Ongst under center again.
Caleb Ongst coming back out at quarterback now. He'll take his first snap of the ball game.
This is where you use Pretzloff as the tight end. He's supposed to be there and throw him the ball.
3-back set. Let's see what Caleb does now. They're going to get called for delay of game. So, again, a delay of game penalty against the Blue Devils. That's going to back them up to a 1st and 15, so the ball is going to be back on the 30 now.
Yeah, we change the quarterback, and again, it's we don't run that hurry up offense, so the guys have got to be paying attention. I mean, right now the play just came into the huddle when we're at 18 seconds as they get it called, so we have to get up there, get set, and get the ball moving.
So here we go, single back set now with Vanderveer behind Ongst. Caleb's down to 5 seconds left on the clock. He's going to take the snap. He's going to look downfield. He's going to pass it off to, but it's going to be incomplete. Gabe Thompson, the intended receiver.
Well, I mean, I think that's the right thing to do. We have to try to break something free. We have to get some momentum going. And, I know they practice throwing the ball.
I think the problem is you're trying to use the short side of the field, too.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
And I got to think, it wasn't that great of a pass. Gabe couldn't stretch out to get it, but he didn't have a lot of room if he'd even caught it. So,
and you're right. We're on the near side hash mark, but we got Ongst on the far side out there, and you got some other guys. So make a play here, boys.
So now they're going with a power I formation again, chewing up way too much clock. Ongst looking down, has Benzinger, completes, but it gets him back to the original line of scrimmage now.
And again, on paper, those plays look great, and they should, be great if they had some level of respect for our ability to pass that ball and get it to the outside, or even run the ball up the middle. We don't have that, so they're just kind of staying home and shadowing their guys really well. Good, speedy defense by the Titans, and so we're not able to get those yards that we need and bust them through. And Ty, while he plays with a lot of passion, a lot of heart, and he's a solid athlete, he's not as big as the other guys, so he's not going to carry those guys along with him.
So check that. They're not at the original line of scrimmage. They're only a yard gain on that one. So it's 3rd and 14, ball on the 31.
Flag.
And another flag, so movement on the line.
The coaches on the far side of the Blue Devils are clapping, so they think that's going to go against the Titans.
Right, movement on the line.
Yeah, exactly. But I was thinking, moving on the line like the offensive line, like it was going to go against the Devils' offense. But that's a good positive yard penalty play for the Blue Devils.
Got a score update. Oscoda now leads Johannesburg Lewiston by a score of 30-22. They've got 7:26 to go in the third quarter of that ball game. We're at 6:42 to go in the third quarter of this game. Caleb Ongst is going to get sacked on that one. He had nowhere to go. The line collapsed, and the Titans were all over him.
Yeah, he was down under that pile. He took a knee right to the helmet there. So he gets up. He's okay, but he's trotting off the field though with Borowiak. So we're going to put the punt team in for us and see another shot by Byram here.
Connor Byram comes out. He's been getting a workout this season.
He has some good, some bad, but he's getting better. And as his career develops, he's going to be an outstanding punter.
So here we go. Ball spotted on the 31. Blue Devils to punt it away to TC West. Gets it off. Good high punt. It's going to get returned at the 36. Gaston's got it. He's got some blockers in front of him. He's across midfield down to the 40 to the 35. He hurdles a man, ends up at about the 30. Let's see where they spot it. They're going to spot it right at the 30-yard line. So a good punt return by the Titans.
And he did that on the last one. He had that great punt return on the last punt reception. They do a nice job of setting that picket fence there and letting them run around the outside and get to that sideline and go upfield. The Blue Devils, seen that a couple times now, so they got to be ready for that and get some guys over here to cover it.
So it's 1st and 10, ball spotted on the 30-yard line in Blue Devil territory with 5:08 to go, third quarter of the ball game. TC West up 36-0 over the Gaylord Blue Devils. We have a running clock scenario, so the clock doesn't stop. High snap to the quarterback. He's going to get it off to his receiver. He's still on his feet, but he's going to get wrapped up, maybe a 4 to 5 yard gain.
Borowiak 18 and Gabriel Thompson in there on the stop on the far side of the field.
Konchak got a high snap. He had to jump up a little bit to get it, but then he had his route was to his safety valve off to the far right. Picked up 4 on the reception, brings up a 2nd and 6, ball spotted on the 26-yard line.
Yeah, the defense has to stay home, pay attention to those fakes because they jumped right on that again, and the outside linebackers and safeties.
Again, another high snap for Konchak. He's going to hand it off to Skirmerhorn. He's going to work his way up, maybe just shy of the first down. He needed 6. Maybe he got 5 on that.
Cole Dexter, 82, getting up a little slow, heading off to the sideline. Brings in Connor Byram to take his place on the line.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 as the ball is spotted on the 22-yard line. Titans driving in Blue Devil territory.
Not a good thing.
Clock continues to wind down to 3:40 in this third quarter. Konchak's going to get it, going to hand it off, and it's going to be a nice wrap-up there. Looks like 54. Is that the younger Abraham?
Yeah, that's Keaton.
Keaton Abraham on the tackle.
Yeah, the Abraham brothers are doing a nice job this season. They're going back and forth, and it's nice to have them both on the same team at the same time. And of course, we talked about this before. 3 sets of brothers on the team: the Onks brothers, Jonathan, and his younger brother Caleb, and then of course we have the Thompson brothers, Gabriel, and the younger brother is Lane.
All right, so it's 4th and 2, ball spotted on the 22. Let's see what TC West decides to do. Konchak is going to take it. He's going to hand it off. He's going to take a dive in the middle, does number 1, Reese Robertson. Does he have enough to pick it up?
Owen Smith in the tackle, but it's going to be close. They're saying no. Oh, there they go. They're moving.
There they go. Yep. So it's just enough for a first down. Needed 2, got 2 1/4.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, but they didn't measure. They said, yep, that looks good to us.
So that makes it 1st and 10. Ball spotted on the 20 now with 2:30 to go. Third quarter. 36-0. Traverse City West over the Gaylord Blue Devils. Konchak going to keep it himself. Rolls out to his right. Ball just comes out of his hands and goes out of bounds. So Pretzlaff was in pursuit.
So yeah, the defense, of course, we've got a lot of significant injuries on the starters there. Lane Thompson's on the sideline. Now we have Hush over there, Gotro, Hendrian. So some of our significant players are on the sideline there. So then I'm leaning on the cord. Sorry about the scoreboard, folks.
Disappearing scoreboard courtesy of Dave Boswood.
You're welcome.
So here we go. 2nd and 10 now for TC West. Konchak's going to hand it off. It's going to go right up the middle. Reese Robertson.
Good shot there. Initial contact by Gabe Thompson. Wasn't able to wrap him up and take him to the ground like he needed to. He got a few extra yards on that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 3 yards.
So they're going to give him about 7 on that. So 2nd and 3 to go. Ball spotted on the 13.
Minute. Count down to a minute.
TC West driving. Quarterback keeper does not find the hole. Austin Vanderveer is there to drive him back along with number 75.
Owen Smith.
Owen Smith on the tackle.
Yeah, nice job coming across the line from his down lineman position up front there on the defense and helping Vanderveer secure that on the blitz.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and a very long 3.
Konchak's still in, but we're seeing other substitutions on the offense there. About 3 guys left, 3 other guys came in.
So let's see what the Titans do now.
Clock stops at 27 seconds. I'm not sure what we got on the field. I don't see a flag. But we got some more substitutions going on. Maybe
the officials are having a conversation about that. And while they do that, we'll tell you about some of our sponsors like Caribbean Tan. You can stop by Caribbean Tan and check out their new red light therapy bed or warm up in one of their turbo tanning beds located on Fairview Road in Gaylord.
Well, it looks like we had 12 men on the field, but I'm not sure what the conference is because one guy just ran off. So maybe they're going to just say they didn't finish their substitutions properly. But either way, no flag. They're going to continue play. 4th down and about 3 yards to go.
So the whistle blows. The clock continues to run now, down to 22 seconds to go before the end of this quarter. 4th and 3 for the Titans. Quarterback keeps it still on his feet. He's going to get dropped. He's not going to get that first down, and it's going to be turned over on downs.
Pressure by Pretzloff and then tackled at the same time by 54 and 55, the Abraham brothers. Or, as you might say, the brothers Abraham. I don't know.
By the way, we'd like to also thank our sponsors, Hickerson Floor and Tile House. Let them assist you in planning your home interior project. Hickerson Floor and Tile House on M32, just west of Gaylord. And Jets Pizza, Detroit-style pizza. It's better because it has to be. Jets Pizza on Main Street in Gaylord. So we're going to enter this 4th quarter with your Blue Devils trailing by a score of 36-0 to the home TC West Titans, and it's been all TC West in this ball game, Dave.
Yeah, it has, and it's tough for the Blue Devils. We've got some injuries. We want to try and get these kids healthy to finish out the season strong, especially when you have seniors out there, trying to finish up their final season, and you want to finish out with some wins. We know it was going to be tough, rolling in here tonight, but. They just want to continue to play with pride. They want to play strong, and try to continue to maybe put some points on the board and not finish with a 0.
We've got another score update. Oscoda has added more points against the Johannesburg Lewiston Cardinals. They now lead by a score of 46-22 with 3:57 to go. 3rd quarter of that ball game being played in Joburg tonight.
Not a great football night for the Otsego County teams.
No, sir. And our score here in Traverse City at Thurlby Field, Traverse City West 36, Gaylord 0. And the 4th quarter is now officially underway with a running clock in this ball game now. So we'll see what the Blue Devils are going to be able to do.
No play yet. 9 seconds, 5 seconds on the play clock for.
Needed an offensive lineman in there. Now they got to call a timeout. So just, not a good substitution there at the last minute.
Well, so what's going on there is we've had some injuries. Another lineman went out a little bit ago. So they subbed in a lineman. They're saying, all right, let's get the first offense out on the field. The substitute was not prepared for that. He's not thinking that. He's not used to that. So he forgets to run out on the field. Now they're counting up the players. They're saying, wait a minute, we're missing a guy. Hurry up and get out there. And then all of a sudden you're either going to take a penalty or a timeout, neither of which is a real good thing.
No, it's certainly not. So they take the timeout. Blue Devils trot back out. Caleb Ungst is in at quarterback. In the backfield with him right now. 3-back set, Ty Benzinger, Austin Vanderveer, and it looks like Gabe Thompson. They're going to hand it off to Austin Vanderveer.
Still driving.
Keeps the legs moving, maybe picks up 4 on that one. We'll see what they give him on it. And if so, that might be one of the biggest natural plays of the ball game for this Blue Devil offense.
But he hit the hole and he hit it, really fast.
They give him 5 on it. We'll take it.
That's a great forward progress drive. I mean, we'll take the 5 yards. We'll take them every time.
Now the problem is we can't follow back up with a -2.
No, and we can't follow up with the same play because it's probably not going to be there. But he's running hard, so I think this time you get it to Benzinger and get him to the outside and let him burn up the sideline.
So Unk's going to hand it off right up the middle to Gabe Thompson.
We'll take that.
He pounds his way up for about a +2. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 now for the Blue Devils.
So would we call it a manageable 3rd and 3? I mean, maybe.
Right.
I'm
They're going to say it's a long 2.
Okay. Well, we'll take that. So it's a 3rd down, 2 yards. A substitution coming in here. That's going to be number 16, Gus James, with the play.
Well, actually, Ryland Borowiak came in with the play. Gus trotted out. So the two of them shuttle back and forth with the plays. But again, we're down to 6 seconds to go before they come to the line. So chewing up a lot of clock. They're going to hand it off to Ty Benzinger. He's going to get nowhere on that. It's going to bring up a 4th and maybe 3 now.
Yeah, I mean, they went with the full house blitz there. They sent everybody. There was no room to run up the middle. So, again, that's the gamesmanship that goes on between the coaches and the players. But oddly enough, the play clock started a little higher than it usually should. So they're going to get a little extra time on this one.
So 10 minutes to go in this ball game. We've got a running clock here because the Blue Devils trail by a score of 36-0 to the host Titans. There's going to be another timeout on the field. We'll mention some of our sponsors that keep us going, to include the Javetsky Agency, Mimic Insurance, insuring all your educational community's auto, home, and umbrella needs. Just give Neil a call for a quote. 989-731-5060. That's the Javetsky Agency in Gaylord. And Sneff Camp, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. You can enjoy stress-free car shopping, auto financing, and service at Sneff Camp, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram in Gaylord. And, of course, Johnson Propane. While the game heats up, Johnson Propane is heating your home. 10 minutes to go in this ball game. Dave Boswood along with Brian Hollenbaugh. We appreciate you tuning in.
That we do.
Next week we'll be on the road to Gladstone up in the UP.
Say yeah to the UP, eh?
So Connor Byerman to punt it away. He gets it off. It's going to get, he tried to do one of those little center field catches. Comes out through the return man, but he's got some running room. He goes the opposite direction, finds his way down to the 42-yard line before he's finally wrapped up by the Blue Devils. So the Blue Devils are a little slow to get downfield.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that. I mean, he had, he missed the ball. The ball's trotting down. They were just kind of a little lazy on getting downfield, or there was some incredible blocking by the Titans. Either way, it didn't work out. It was a fair return.
Well, let's say incredible blocking on the behalf of the Titans, because they have looked good on special teams.
They have.
The entire ball game.
Yeah, so it's just that they had some good blocking there and gave them time to return the ball. Good tackle, to take them out of bounds by number 6, Gabe Thompson.
So let's see. It looks like we've got potentially another quarterback into the ball game as Isaac Kelsey comes in at quarterback now for TC West. So it looks like perhaps at least on offense, Brandon Konchak's night is over with, but he put 36 points up on the board with his team. So what do we got going? Delay of game? Yes, indeed.
Yep.
That's what happens when the quarterback is the last guy to make his way into the huddle.
Yeah, and again, you got to watch the clock. So they do have a play clock on both ends of the field here, and you've also got the ref in the backfield there counting it down for you.
So Isaac Kelsey comes in at quarterback now with 8:53 to go in this fourth quarter. He's got a 36-point lead to work with. Man in motion there, and they're going to call an offsides on TC West, so they're going to get backed up. So perhaps they've had some substitutions on the offensive line, some kids getting into the ball game for the first time.
Yeah, and they do. I don't see some of the usual suspects out there. Number 73, with their big the left tackle, he's not out there right now. So they got some subs in there.
So it's 1st and 20 now. They're going to hand it off. And it looks like Robertson's got nowhere to go. He's going to get wrapped up there by Connor Abraham for a loss.
Yeah, so that was a good play by the Blue Devils defense, against the Titan subs here.
So let's talk about this a little bit. So, because life as we know it's about to change for these Traverse City schools next season for football.
Sure.
As they're going to be upping the competitive ante by joining a new conference where they're going to be playing bigger schools in more densely populated areas. It could be a real game changer for them. I mean, both of these Traverse City schools have pretty much had their way with the other conference foes for a number of years.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about that. But I think, is competitive and challenging as it's going to be for the TC teams, it's going to be a bonus, I think, for the Blue Devils team.
Oh, absolutely. But I understand why the Traverse City schools would want to move conference. You want to be competitive. I mean, as we saw at the beginning of the season, Traverse City Central faced DeWitt and got punched in the mouth. Now, Traverse City Central is a very good team here in Northern Michigan. Quarterback keeper there. He's not going to get much. Going to bring up a 4th down, and they'll punt it away. And so DeWitt punches him in the mouth. And so, they need to be facing teams like that week in and week out if they're going to improve as a program.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good pursuit by number 78 there, Gopinski, and a good tackle by 75 up front, Owen Smith. And I'm watching the play clock here, and it's very funny to me because sometimes they're setting it at 40 seconds and sometimes they're setting it at 25 seconds. so there's something going on with the play clock there. Maybe that explains
operating
why.
with a basketball shot clock.
Yeah, it's funny stuff.
All right, the punt gets off. It's going to get returned by Ty Benzinger. He's going to get wrapped up right at the 20-yard line. Looks like the ball squirted out. Now there's going to be a late hit called on the play.
Ty comes up with the ball, so if it did squirt out, he was able to recover it because he popped up with the ball, but I think you're right. We're going to get a late hit.
There's going to be a late hit, but I'm not sure who it's going to get called against because when they thought the ball came loose, there was a Blue Devil that darted in there thinking that he was going after the ball too. So
personal foul.
So it's going to be a personal foul
against the Titans.
It's going to be, okay, so it is going to be a late hit on that, and that's going to work to the Blue Devils' benefit as they bring the ball across to the 35-yard line, and that's where they'll start up here on offense.
So decent field position, still have a running clock. We have some subs in there. The Blue Devils offense a little banged up as well, so we have some subs in on our side to work with. So let's see what we can put together with Ongst under center, or over center.
So Ongst at quarterback. He's going to hand it off, goes right up the middle to, I don't know if that's Gotro or if it's Hush. They're built very similar to each other in size.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be either one because they're both out. That's
14.
So
so that's going to be Vanderveer again on it.
Yeah, because we have Hush and
they had Vanderveer in the fullback position that time.
Yeah, because they had to move up a little power up there. But Gotro and Hush are both sidelined right now with injuries.
So Vanderveer picks up 5 on that one. Going to make it a 2nd and 5 for the Blue Devils. Ball on the 40-yard line. This time it's Vanderveer in the fullback position. Benzinger in the... Now they're going to go with an end around. Rylan Borowiak's going to get wrapped up for a loss. He's going to lose 5 on that one. That play never had a chance.
No, and not necessarily a bad play call, but it just didn't develop well. There wasn't enough good blocking on the other side for that to develop and get around. And we've already talked about this. Plays that take a long time to develop like that one, which is almost going to develop geologically, when you're up against the speedy defense on the other side.
Geologically, huh?
Very, very slow.
You sound like a gas and oil guy.
Well, I did study a little geology.
From the geological preferences of Dave Boswood.
That's right.
5:08 to go in this ball game. They're going to hand it off this time to Ty Benzinger, and he's going to get nowhere on that one.
Man, that's a pile underneath there.
So they've gone right back to the play calling that just doesn't materialize. So
the offensive line got a great push, but they all piled up in the middle there. So Ty had no place to go. He tried to bounce it to the outside on the right there, and there was just no place for it to develop, bringing up a 4th and 9.
So it's 4th and 9 for the Blue Devils. Ball on the 36, and you've got to think Connor Byram's coming out, and he is counting up his men as he gets ready to punt the ball away with 4:33 to go in this ball game. It's been all Traverse City West. 36-0 over the Blue Devils. Byram's going to get it away. It's going to go deep. It's going to get caught at the 34, and it's going to get returned to about the 42.
Benzinger and Thompson on the tackle, 6th and 11.
Well, Traverse City West has been able to cut the field in half on special teams.
Yes. Yeah, they clearly do it. They do that really well. They do everything pretty well, actually.
Well, you know what? I'll say this. The two Traverse City teams look very similar to each other.
Yeah.
Although you've got to think, and because you also know the head-to-head that TC Central won that ball game. But
yes, they did.
They're both very good football teams.
Yeah.
I think TC Central is probably a little more disciplined.
There you go.
Backup quarterback is going to get sacked. Down goes Isaac Kelsey. He's going to get wrapped up by 3 Blue Devils.
Yeah,
looks like the 2 Abraham brothers in there.
And Pretzloff, yeah. So 54, 44, and 55.
Looks like Cole Dexter was in there as well.
Yeah, number 82 jumping in there, making a little bit of a play. So, great penetration by the defense, getting into the backfield there and wrapping up the
So it's going to be an 8-yard loss on the sack, brings up a 2nd and 18. Ball is now on the 34-yard line. Clock continues to tick down to 3:07 to go in this ball game. TC West operating with substitutes in the ball game now, getting them some experience. Going to hand it off to Robertson. He's going to find his way into the middle and wrapped up maybe after about a 2.5 to 3 yard gain.
So we got some, blitz by 14 Vanderveer. He gets him going, a little pressure. He shoots up the middle there, runs into number 16 Gus James, and assisted by number 82 Cole Dexter in on another tackle right there up front.
So it brings up a 3rd and 12 now for the Titans. Ball on the 40-yard line.
Still a little fire there in the bellies of the Blue Devils defense. They're not shutting down. They're not giving up. They're a little overmatched here, and we like to see that. We like to see the fact that they maintain their pride. They still carry themselves well, and they're still trying. They're not giving up anything.
So in they go with a nice sack there. Quarterback keeper. He squirts his way up the middle, manages to pick up probably about 5 or 6 yards of that 12 that he needed.
Pretz was in the backfield right away, and he was gunning for the running back there, and he had a beat on him. But the quarterback just slipped that right back out of his hands and took off upfield. And
it was a good fake there.
Really was.
Kelsey put on a good fake there and managed to pick up about 7 yards on that. So he needed 12. Now they need 5. It's 4th and 5, and the Titans will go for it.
No, they're gonna. It looks like they're showing.
Oh, they are going to punt it now.
Yeah,
so
he moved back.
1:35 to go in the ball game. They'll just chew up as much clock as they can. 7 seconds left on the play clock. Nearly blocked there by Vanderveer. It's going to take a Titan bounce. It's going to roll dead at about the 10-yard line.
Right on the line.
So with 1:15 to go, as the clock continues to wind its way down, the Blue Devils are going to be, by the time their offense gets out on the field, they'll be under a minute to go in this ball game, and they've yet to really put together any solid drives this entire ball game.
Well, this is an opportunity to at least work on some of your passing game, try to get some shots downfield, try to put some points on the board here. You've got some second-string players in there on the Titans, side of the defense. So why not go for it? Let's see if we can get a little eruption from the Gaylord side.
So down to 42 seconds to go in the ball game. Blue Devils content to use up the clock. Unk's going to take it. He's going to look downfield to pass. Chunks the ball up in the air. It's going to get picked off. And the defender's still on his feet inside the 10. Finally gets thrown down by Unkst himself.
Good tackle by Caleb Unkst. There is a flag on the field.
There's a flag on the play.
7-yard line.
So they'll stop the clock on that one. 21 seconds.
Chop block offense.
So it's going to be declined.
Yep. So it was a low block by the offense there, trying to get a little room to work for.
Yeah,
for Caleb there.
Caleb's pass had no chance.
No, and again, I think it's the right thing to do. You try to make a big play, try to get some downfield. However, it's got to be a good, smart, solid pass. Otherwise, this is what you end up with.
So that's going to do it for this ball game. I mean, we're down to 8 seconds to go. Not another play is going to get snapped. Our final here is going to be Traverse City West 36, Gaylord 0. And our player of the game, well, there was only one shining moment for the Blue Devils in this game, and that was Connor Abraham's fumble recovery. So
yep.
I think that's the only way you go with this. Connor Abraham is our player of the game, fumble recovery.
There's no question about it. I agree 100%. He almost made that happen. So number 55, Connor Abraham for sure.
So 55, Connor Abraham is our player of the game. And our final score here from Thurlby Field, Traverse City West 36, the Gaylord Blue Devils 0. Next week, we'll be on the road up to the UP facing Gladstone. We'll have the game for you here on Eagle 1015 and Eagle1015.com. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Have a great evening and have a great weekend.